Hello and welcome to the first ever Real Ranked show. Today we're going to be talking about horror remakes. So we got a great panel today. Let's just bring everyone in, starting with Rachel.
Hi, I'm excited. That was a fucking hell of an intro, though. Nice.
Yeah.
A lot of production quality here at Real Trivia Face Off.
Got to give a shout out to Albert for that one.
Of course.
All right, I'll bring in the next person. Cameron.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Yeah, just like Rachel said, that got me hyped, that intro. I was bopping to that. Yeah, this is awesome. Glad to be here. I am in no way an expert on this, but it'll be fun to debate all of this.
Yeah, should be fun. And I'll bring in the next person, Trev.
Hey everyone, long time no see. Don't hate me, Matthew. I actually somehow missed your intro because at the last second I remembered there was another assignment I had that needed to be submitted by midnight. I was just like, I'll do that during the intro. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then you two come out just like, dude, that intro was amazing. So I'm egg on my head and I have full transparency, but I am super excited to be here and talk about horror because it's the one thing that gets me out of my sick bed to talk and gets excited because, God, I love it.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you guys to be here.
Yeah.
We have one more person who's going to be coming in later. I'm sure some of you guys already know, but
surprise.
Reveal them later on.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Yeah.
Cole's very confused if we should be going or not.
I think we're going. Are we going?
Are you going to where?
I'd say we're about an 8 out of 10 on the going scale.
We are going.
I'm a 3.5 out of 5.
Once our special guest gets here, maybe a 10. Who knows?
Yeah. We're at an 8 right now, and then
we're like here. We'll be here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be wherever I can be at my current state because I am my physical health has been a fucking roller coaster.
You poor man. I'm so sorry.
Well, maybe talking about the undead will make you less dead.
You can only hope, or who knows? Maybe this is just gonna be the quarantine movie or the Rec one because that's the
Contagion 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Unless there's already been Contagion sequel.
I feel Contagion is a movie I feel like I've seen, but also can never tell you anything about it.
Yeah, me either. I probably saw it like 8 years ago, and I remember nothing from it.
Remember it got like a spike in popularity after the COVID thing started happening.
Of course, because that's what I want to do when I'm like stuck at home from a pandemic. Watch movies about pandemics.
Of course.
Yeah.
What else would you do?
Well, maybe theirs is worse than ours, so make us feel a little bit better.
When I'm in a pandemic, I watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes to feel better about my situation.
Yeah.
It's like watching sad movies when you're sad. It helps, I think.
Some kind of twisted therapy.
When I'm sad, or if I'm angry at someone, I just play Doom Eternal.
That's
there you go.
A really valid way of working through issues.
Yeah,
just shotgun the shit out.
Mick Gordon got me through my first major heartbreak.
That fucking soundtrack, man. I love what was it? It was the panel at E3 when he just comes out playing metal music to all these nerds in the audience.
There's all these people like there for like Animal Crossing and like they're just like, man, I wonder if we're gonna like learn more about Half-Life Alyx or something.
We got our little backpacks on.
And then all of a sudden Mick Gordon just comes out. It's just like, hey, have you ever wanted to use a chainsaw in a musical? Like, or was it I think it was a chainsaw or a lawnmower. No, he used a real life lawnmower, but used a chainsaw from the original Doom game. So
nice.
Yeah,
there was a chainsaw also used in the musical Repo, the Genetic Opera, if you remember properly. I don't think anybody other than me has seen that movie, which is probably for the best.
That movie has a gross budget or a gross revenue of $12 for the ticket you put in for it.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was like a flop too. Hold on. It bombed.
That probably did. Yeah.
Oh, it definitely did.
Okay, but did it bomb like a Shia LaBeouf film though?
Yes. Okay, budget was $8.5 million. Box office was a whopping $188,000 and 100.
Okay,
it made more money than that one Shia LaBeouf movie. I remember a Shia LaBeouf movie quite literally made $30, and it was like his own money that he went in to see. Yeah, like quite literally 2 tickets. And like, granted, it was released in a single theater, but still, that's saying something.
Still, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Neil Breen needs to make horror
because I feel if you're doing a limited release, you have to like know, okay, who's going to want to see, like, what cities are like, you know, regularly like have. Oh, I'm gonna go into the theater to see this indie film. You know, it's like I have to imagine someone like figured that out. It's just like, oh, if we're gonna like, you know, make a single theater release indie film, let's release in this one. And even then, no one wanted to see it. Like, oh
yeah. I think I'm the only one that would drive an hour, or out of in our group we would, but like no one is gonna drive an hour to go see Pig. But I will.
I will.
Pig is very good.
I've driven more or less, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because I've definitely done some long driving for some very frivolous reasons.
But it was 15 hours for a Fast and Furious marathon. That was great.
You literally spent your time. You could have watched the Fast and Furious marathon during your drive.
I wanted to watch it with the bros.
Okay, Steven beat me.
Steven out here.
By 15 minutes. But I liked it more. So I don't know.
I'm probably going to watch Exorcist 3 soon. Exorcist 3 is really good. I think you'll really enjoy that movie. I liked it a lot. Like
it has its fans.
Good things, though.
I've heard literally nothing about any of the Exorcist movies after the first one.
I've only heard weird things.
Here's the problem: the second one tried to like be a direct continuation of Reagan's story.
Oh,
which, and then somehow it got like Egyptian locusts plagues involved, which conceptually wasn't the.
That meshes well together.
It didn't.
If you want to go like the biblical route, you could go with like the 10 plagues or whatever.
And that's probably what they were going for. But then like the thing is, they didn't like elaborate on just like the multiple plagues or biblical things.
Oh,
it was just locusts for locusts' sake. Like locusts just kind of showed up. The third one. The reason I like the third one though is because it's also doubles as a murder mystery.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what?
I think it really. I think the third one did a great job in playing into like an outsider like looking in situation of it, because most of the movie follows the investigator who's like doesn't know anything about he knows about the first movie, but like didn't really understand like exactly like what sorcery was involved.
He never saw the second movie either.
He never saw the second movie either. Exactly. But then like also the entire third movie, there is an argument to be made that it isn't like a supernatural killer and it isn't like a demon possessing them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say how it ends, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie beginning to end.
The demon killed them. Spoiler alert.
Or did it? Maybe the real demon was man all along.
Cool. I do like movies that try and have that supernatural versus just horror of man type.
Yeah.
I think those are neat.
This is my call out to all Real Genius members. Watch Exorcist 3 if you haven't already. I give it glowing praise.
Nice.
Okay, but do we need to watch Exorcist 2 first?
God no, please. I will say this. You will have to see the first one. That is the only. But
yeah. But you should anyway. Come on.
You should. Yeah, exactly. You should anyway. The fact that I have to even say see Exorcist 1, like implies that you would see Exorcist 3 on its own. And if you're gonna do that, then you're just part of the problem.
I would recommend that if you do watch Exorcist 1, watch it by yourself.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I watched it was with 2 people from my Bible study group in high school.
Oh, boy.
They both absolutely despised it, and I rated it 5 stars immediately after watching it. And they never let me pick a movie for movie night ever again.
No. See what I would do if I was in that company when watching a movie, I would just start pretending to reenact like what Reagan did.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, I would. I would take a sponge. No,
I don't have any crucifixes in my house, sadly.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Assuming that you'd be in the location you were when you saw it, there'd be plenty of crucifixes around. I would just I'd look at that and just be like, hey, can I have that crucifix real quick?
I just need
for research purposes.
I'll give it right quick. Back.
A quick trip to MikeHotCrucifixes.com will get you there.
Onlycrucifixes.com.
It's like that.
Hell yeah, Stephen. Proud of you, buddy.
It's like that bit from UHF where they just sell like spatulas. Anybody want
At least, yeah.
Great.
Quite the horror movie.
Yeah, but I actually remember like looking into like behind the scenes for the special effects. Quite literally, the actress who played Reagan, what was her name?
Oh.
That's a good question that I don't have the answer.
Guess what, guys? We're not done for Real Genius yet. This is the next question.
Yeah. Come on. I wasn't prepared for trivia.
This is another trivia show.
You can look it up, but
it's Linda Blair.
The thing is, she wasn't like sexually educated when filming the film.
Oh.
All she was for that scene, the scene I'm referencing.
Yeah.
Literally, all the producers or director did, they gave her, they quite literally just gave her like a sponge with like red like dye in it, told her to put it in between her legs and just start stabbing it with the crucifix they gave her. And she as you know, she's an actress, so she's like, oh, okay, and she just started doing it.
Whatever.
Never understood why, just did it. She was just like, man, this is like, how does this connect? Do demons have sponges or something? What's going on here, Chief?
Yeah, red means evil or something.
I wonder how she feels like looking back on that experience.
I think she mentioned looking back on it. I think like she had a period of her being horrified when she did learn what she did, like in terms of the movie. But then also like now she kind of like I think she likes to like put that in like her resume that she like.
I was in The Exorcist. I think
yeah. I mean, I'm sure she does put that in her resume all the time, like that she's in The Exorcist.
Oh yeah, that's at the
top.
She
also specifically write in terms of like, you know, like her role. She wouldn't like say like, oh, I was Reagan. She would say like, handled religious artifacts with malicious intent or something like that. Like she like totally plays around with the fact that she masturbated with the crucifix on
committed sacrilege on.
Yeah, she goes out of her way to like make it sound even worse, I think.
Good for her.
Yeah, no, I love her for it.
To each is their own.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she actually almost broke her spine during another.
Holy crap.
Oh my gosh!
It was during the one scene where like she's like kind of like flapping back and forth.
Yeah.
Because like the machine was like went like, under her like gown, but like at one point like malfunction was like it was actually throwing her back harder than it was meant to.
Oh geez.
Oh, when she was on the bed, like when she was.
Yeah, when during that amount, the machine that was like supposed to throw her back and forth malfunctioned, and it actually was beginning to hurt her, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like
I distinctly remember it did, because I remember after they cut, she was like still crying in pain. Like a bunch of people had to like run to her to make sure she was okay.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard so many crazy things about that production.
Yeah. Okay. No, yes, there's a lot of crazy things about the production of The Exorcist, but if you're gonna look at me in the eyes and tell me it's a cursed film or something crap like that, no. People die, so what? like next thing you're gonna tell me that Star Trek is a cursed production as well because Leonard Nimoy and all the original actors are dying too? Like,
I don't even think that's like the worst case of a horror movie. Like, wasn't The Omen like a lot worse with surroundings of it?
Guys, I don't mean to like scare you guys or anything, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the cast and crew of Citizen Kane aren't with us anymore.
Source?
Source. Fucking time.
Source. Trust me, bro.
I don't know. People are living pretty old these days.
That is true, but I'm pretty sure even those people just want to die at this point. I saw a news article about a lady who's like celebrated her 109th birthday, but like at the same time, she also was like on an iron lung anyway. Like, I don't even think she spoke. She was just like...
She just raised her hand, and that was the entire...
I think they had to design the iron lung to blow out her candles, actually.
Wow.
Good joke.
Yeah, that's a whole that's a whole new way of living.
Yeah, no. Like honestly, kill me at 70. Like
I'd shoot for 50, honestly, after that.
no, the thing
You're
is
here
because
for
like,
a
the
good
average
long
age for
time.
retirement I think is 60, and like give me 10 years of retirement, and then it's just
Okay.
like
Fair.
the moment it's like okay, your driving's not as good as it used to be. Just sign me up for
now.
assisted suicide.
That's me
like,
now.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of scary.
I don't know why I'm the designated driver for all my friends. It's ridiculous. I think it's just because nobody else has a car, but I'm the worst person to be driving.
Yeah.
The thing is, here's the thing. I'm easily the like safest driver, meaning that like I'm probably the best person to be a DD.
Yeah.
But also, I'm again, like I said, I'm someone who drinks the most alcohol at parties.
So you never end up being one.
Yeah. I like literally, I cannot stress. There was one time I was at a friend's birthday party, and I apparently like I was like constantly like trying to get my keys back that they just had to hide them.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's
it was
not a
not
good
good.
time.
No.
Okay.
Anywho, so horror movies, guys.
Yeah, horror movies.
What is a horror movie?
I don't watch them.
Yeah, I don't think I've never seen one before.
Yeah. What's a reanimator? I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I'm
What
stupid.
kind of symptoms does it give you?
Death.
Yeah.
Unless.
You guys know what remakes are?
Yo, guys, what if we kiss under the Camp Crystal Lake sign, JK? Unless.
What's a lake?
I think we've gone too far with this.
That's where it ends.
All right. Well, do we want to go ahead and get started with the tier list?
Yeah.
I think now's a good time as any.
We've been talking for 20 minutes. I think
had a
at
little
this
bit of an
pace-
intro.
At this pace, we might be here for the rest of the day.
We got a good intro.
And honestly, that's the reason I had to miss that intro and submit my homework, because if we talk past midnight, which is entirely possible, I cannot risk losing those points.
It's very possible.
We ranked like 16 movies in an hour flat. Speed round.
Any percent horror speed run, boys. Let's go.
5 seconds per movie.
Doable, actually.
So.
Also, I said it before going live. I'm gonna say again. I think we need a supernatural category just for the Friday the 13th remake and My Bloody Valentine.
I'm sure if I look into it, I can find more supernatural actors if I put my two brain cells together.
I think I always fuck his last name up. Jared Padalecki.
Jared Padalecki, yeah.
Just like I'm pretty sure he's actually in a decent number of horror movies. I remember he was in another one. I saw
he was in House of Wax, the remake, just recently.
Yeah, there was another one recently. It was like an early 2000s. I just think I remembered it because it had a camera filter I fucking despised.
I put my two brain cells together now. Shoot.
I think it had a similar camera filter to the Texas Chainsaw remake.
Was it the Texas Chainsaw remake?
Hey!
Hello!
Just in time.
You guys haven't started.
No.
You'd be surprised.
We were doing intro stuff, just talking about life and movies,
Yeah, believe it or not, you haven't missed anything.
Wow.
Except very useful discussion.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you're just in time. We're gonna let's start ranking these things.
Yeah. We'll start with the first movie, the Amityville Horror remake.
F.
So, anything you want to say about it?
I'm not saying we are going to any percent speed run this in 5 seconds of the movie, but there's one that we should give 5 seconds to. It's this one.
I'm not going to have a say for this one.
Honestly, like, there's too much. Like, fuck Amityville as a whole. Fuck that city. And it's like
I have the book.
Right now, it's a plague on the horror genre as we know it. I just like anytime I see the words Amityville, I'm just like, no. Get it off my screen. No, I'm out.
Should I still read the book, or is that not worth it?
Oh yeah, there is a book.
I swear to God, I'm not kidding. I mean it. If I see the words Amityville, I am out of the room. I don't care where. Just it is not something that deserves as much like attention or like it's such a unique horror moment or like it's based on real life. It's like. Okay, the Conjuring movies are based on a true story. But, I mean, that's like, God.
Based.
Like, it's
Yeah.
based.
So true.
Yeah.
On what?
All right.
Okay, what do we got next?
Black Xmas,
yeah,
2006.
This is the 2006
F tier.
version.
I feel very strongly about this. I'm losing my voice. It's F tier.
We haven't even got to the 2019
Damn.
one.
The 2019 one is better than the 2006 one.
Really? I haven't seen it yet.
2019 is
It's not
I
good,
hate
but
both
it's
movies
better than
equally.
the
That's the
2006
problem. I
one.
can't just say one's better than the other. I just say just watch the 1974 one, then stop. That's
Yeah.
where you should
Fair.
stop.
Yeah.
In fact,
But
you
that's
shouldn't
the
even touch
lesson with a
either
lot of
remake.
it.
But here's the thing. I'll give it D because if I get high enough, I'm willing to watch it. But I need to be like 3 edibles deep to enjoy it, basically.
Okay, but what's
wait?
all right,
Actually,
so
wait.
you
The
give it
highest
D.
is S, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need 4 edibles to get it to a D category. So
F.
Well, yeah, I would give it an F as well. This is not a good movie. So,
Yeah.
The original is just such a fun movie, and it knows what it wants to be, and it's got interesting kills, and that doesn't have any of that, right?
If I'm just to give you an idea of how much I love the original Black Christmas, if someone were to come to me and say, "Oh, I'm trying to get into horror. What movies would you recommend?" The original Black Christmas would be 3 or 4. It's
I'm pretty sure that was on the list of horror movies you recommended me. I had already seen it though. I'm a good horror person.
I agree. Black Christmas.
You watch it?
Original, very, very good.
Yeah.
2006, a lot of eyeballs. Not
Cannibalism.
Too many.
a lot of eyeballs. But yeah, I think we will balance it out and put it in F.
We're off to a great start here, guys. I'm glad we have such high quality movies in our list so far.
What did we expect? Honestly,
We'll get there. There are some quality movies.
Yeah, I'm seeing them.
Just looking at kind of what we have ahead of us, I
quality.
have comments to make. I definitely have comments to make.
I see at least 2 S tiers in here.
Same.
If you know
get
me,
there.
you know which ones those are.
I absolutely do.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I know what
now,
you don't
I
think
see,
is
I see just from my immediate memory, from what I see immediately, I would put 3 in S tier.
If they're the same 3 that I'm thinking, good. Very good.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to see.
All right.
What do we got next?
Well, up next we have 2019's Black Christmas.
D.
Okay.
D, yes.
D.
It's definitely
Okay,
better than
so-
Black Xmas, and I
It
think
still
it deserves.
sucks, but
The movie deserves credit, but literally, one of the obviously the core of any movie is its writing, and quite literally the writing alone, just the script alone, fucks this entire movie up.
Well, also the fact that it's just not Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Especially the end. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Are we
Suck
allowed to
my clit,
spoil
guys.
movies in this podcast?
An actual line in the
it's up
movie.
to- yeah. Cameron, if Cameron doesn't care,
no,
we will
it's fine. I mean, we're
Yeah.
ranking them, so
Yeah.
you need some
Spoiler
context.
warning.
Spoilers for
Yeah,
the chat.
spoilers. The complete absence of the main bad guy in the 2019 remake,
Yeah.
It goes from a serial killer in the attic to a bust.
To a bust that oozes
Supernatural.
black goo that apparently is the cause of all sexism.
Speaking of how
and according to the
Let's do it.
IMDb trivia, the black goo represents toxic masculinity. So
Wow.
Wow.
So deep.
Wow, how
So deep.
deep and inspirational.
Mm.
I can't believe I've learned this fun
So
trivia
meta.
fact.
Wow. Speaking of the horrible script, that one quote towards the end where she's like, "That's just the founder drawing out your true alpha." Real quote. Real
Oh my
quote.
God. D.
One of the
D, baby.
best
it
quotes.
also should have been rated R.
Honestly,
but-
how the who
Was it not
how do
rated
you
R?
how do you write a script for a movie? Get to that final act and you're just like, this is good. This is good.
Send it. We don't need to do any changes.
It's called a boardroom of executives.
I would like to put a disclaimer, Imogen Poots, this rating has nothing to do with you. I love you.
was also nothing to do with you.
That's one of the reasons why I have to just say the script alone, because I think the actors, the director, all the motivation. Because I remember, obviously I learned more through the Lord, our Savior, Dead Meat, James A. Janice, but but obviously I did my own research, and I truly believe that this production had the best intentions in all the right ways, but then it's just somewhere in the script writing process, shit went wrong, and then people just kind of read that and just all right, let's go, guys. Shoot, action.
Yep.
Man.
Despite that, it's not the worst horror remake, as evidenced by Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
We didn't even need to talk about that one for obvious reasons. But I think we were talking about it off camera, how it's like the third worst ranked movie in IMDb.
It's like if you go to the top 200 worst movies on IMDb, like of all time on IMDb, the 2019 Black Christmas is like insanely high. It's I think it's as high as like 2 or 10. Like it's up there.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It is. It is. Honestly, it shouldn't even be in the top 200 at all.
No.
But the fact that it's on this list is bad enough. But it's like even it's high on that list too. Like. But that being said, I still think it's a bad movie, and in a tier list, I still think it's a D. So
it's still a D.
Yeah.
As you can tell, a lot of mixed opinions about this film.
It's a D. I think it's a D.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I will put it in D. It is definitely better than 2006. So, and then it also has Imogen Poots and Carrie Elways.
Is there an orange cat?
No, but there is a cat.
There's a cat.
But it's not orange, so it stays at D.
Oh yeah. Gotta change the subject for a second because I have orange cats on my socks.
Wow.
Amazing. Fantastic.
What would you rank those socks?
S tier.
S tier. S plus.
Plus I got them on vacation, so that makes an extra S tier. Like
Sam, I'm gonna have to give him A tier simply because I'm allergic to cats, and so from that I can't.
That sounds like a personal problem, honestly.
Yeah. That sounds like a.
Well, it's my personal ranking, so it's okay, guys.
It's a shit ranking then.
All right.
Trying to wait for a lull to crack open a Mountain Dew, but I don't think there's going to be one. So.
Yeah.
Just open it now. Well, I guess we can go into Candyman next.
Yeah.
This is the first film I'm going to have to be quiet about because I did not see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've also not seen it.
Same.
Start with Cameron, I guess.
Okay, well, I gave this movie a 3 out of 5. I thought the directing was really good and it was really promising, but the whole story just kind of fell apart for me. So I'd give it a B or a C, at least with all these other movies here.
It is definitely better. I actually did really like this one. I feel like it expands on the themes of the original really well, and then much better than 2019 tried to do.
Oh yeah, it's still better than a lot of these. I would agree.
Yeah, Abdul Mateen II is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can agree with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought the performances were good. My main issues just come from the writing and just the plot.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. I would put it in B tier probably. So
yeah, I can agree with that.
Both agree.
I'd say that's fair. I think it's still definitely worth checking out though.
Yeah,
and
it's also not really a remake; it's more of a sequel. It takes place in the same universe, basically.
Yeah, watch the original one too, because it's just great. But you'll get more out of it maybe.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's all for Candyman. We can go on to Carrie next.
All right. So the question I have for Carrie is like, which remake of Carrie is this? Because there's like
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only asking just for clarification. It actually doesn't matter. I think they're all the same story.
Yeah.
So it's just like, for me, Carrie is a very simple movie to make. It's like, I mean, there are good themes in it. Like I saw the original. I did see. I think I saw the TV remake, and I saw parts of this film. So it's just like. Yeah. It's Carrie, I think it's a safe movie. It's one that I feel no matter what generation, you should see the original. I think the original is the best, but if you do watch the 2013 remake, I don't think you're losing the experience in any way. At least that's my opinion.
I mean, I would recommend the original over.
Yeah.
Above all else, if you had all the movies in front of you and had to pick one, obviously the original without a doubt.
And I do think that it's nice.
I'm just saying, let's just say, for example, you're going through your TV channel list, or you're on a streaming service, and you come across the remake, and you're like, well, I haven't seen any of the Carrie movies. It's just like, I don't think there's harm in turning that on. So, but at the same time, the 2013 remake, I don't think, obviously, it's not as good. There's no John Travolta, which means it's at bare minimum C tier.
And There's also Ansel Elgort, so it might have to be down a little.
But all right,
It may be balanced out by Julianne Moore, though.
Sorry, bare
Yeah,
maximum
so
C tier. I
kinda
said bare
balances
minimum. I'm
out.
sorry, bare maximum C tier. Excuse me.
Yeah, C seems pretty fair for this one for me.
Seems fair. It does. It's a
Middle
lot
of the
more
road.
rounded than the De Palma, definitely, because I think De Palma goes the more surrealist route with Carrie, whereas the 2013 version is a lot more. It focuses on like the high school drama aspect of it more than the actual inner turmoil, which is an interesting take.
It's I don't think it's the worst take. For a story like Carrie, it's not the worst take to go.
Yeah.
Especially if you're making and by 2013 again, like there's a lot of Carrie stuff out there already.
Yeah.
So it's like I can see you wanting to go your own direction, but also trying to stay as close to the original.
The
Edge
of
I
17
definitely think
version of Carrie.
You lose a good chunk of the OG experience.
Hey, I like that movie, but that's
the 2002 version. It isn't the 2002 version.
We don't talk about the 2002.
We don't talk about the 2002.
I forgot there even was one.
I didn't.
Good.
Don't talk about the 2002 version. Moving on.
Okay, so C then? We all agree?
C.
Yeah, I'd say C.
It's a good placing for it.
Middle ground.
I haven't seen this
one.
It's a very
out at that
movie.
moment.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
Hey,
about
there
it.
you go.
Have you seen the original, Sam?
No.
Fix
Okay,
that
watch
as
the
soon as
original.
possible.
I have to.
I
as well.
watched it in preparation for this, at least. So
Nice.
yeah, original Carrie.
You see one, you see them all, but if you're gonna see one, see the original.
Is it on any streaming? Oh, it's on Showtime.
Plex.
All right.
Oh, the
Nice.
original is?
Flex.
Yeah.
That's how I watched it. So.
I got you. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
And various other places. Yeah.
Roasties.
But yes,
Hey, that's illegal.
I would never break copyright law. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not like I totally torrented Black Widow, so I didn't have to pay $30 for watching Disney Plus.
Hey.
What are you guys talking about? Shut up.
Yeah,
Who would do that? Who would?
Yeah.
Only criminals would steal
I'm
movies.
not here.
You
right
wouldn't
now.
download
I'm
a
looking.
car.
Piracy is not a victimless crime.
Damn it, Rachel!
Yeah, you're live on air.
Every time I think of that commercial, I think of what was it? Was it IT Crowd? Where like, you wouldn't shit in policeman's hat.
Wow.
Like, give it to his grieving widow.
Rachel, please get out of my head. I don't like.
It's a scary place in there. I don't want to be there.
What a deep hole.
I have a sign that says piracy is not a victimless crime, but I'm going to change it to you wouldn't.
Can I please have that?
Well, it's just one of those ones where I put the letters on it. So I'm
okay.
gonna change it to you wouldn't download a car if I have enough letters.
I had to send you the IT Crowd skin at some point, Sam, because that's
Yeah.
All right.
unironically Kino.
So we were talking
right.
about orange cats earlier, and next movie has an orange cat in it. Child's Play 29.
This is Aubrey Plaza, so
This is gonna be a bit of a hot take. I kind of like this movie.
No, I don't think that's a hot take. At least not for me.
I
don't know. I feel like whenever I talk about this movie with my other horror friends that aren't part of Real Genius, there's a lot of not distaste for the film because
there's way worse remakes out there.
Yeah, it's like one, you have Mark Hamill as Chucky, which is like the next best thing after Brad Dourif.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Arguably better than Brad Dourif, but we're not gonna get into that whole argument. But like I think it took the source material and adapted it into a modern audience that could worked.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit you do have to really suspend your disbelief for the first 5 minutes when you when we're in the Taiwanese factory or wherever that was. Was it?
Yeah, that's something like that sounds
and
right.
quite literally, the guy who just got fired turns off the violence thing. It's just the fact that you had to program violence into these children's dolls in the first place is already a whole thing. And the fact that just some employee can just fix some wires and turn it off. It's you have to get I do think in that first 5 minutes you just have to completely turn your brain off. But once you get past that, it does become an almost standard Child's Play, but then gets really interesting in how he can connect to the internet. I liked it. I think in terms of using the Child's Play license, I definitely think it's okay. I would put this at high B or low A personally. I would give this one. I'd give this movie good props.
I'd put it high. I would, A or B, probably B.
Also, who else is hyped for this Chucky show?
Oh, what?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Sci-Fi is bringing back Chucky. Brett Dorff's Chucky.
Really?
Like, it's bringing back the original continuity. It's gonna follow the original 7 films.
Huh. There's 7 films?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Bride, Seed, Curse, Cult.
Yeah. That's right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frankly, you should just skip 5 and just skip 5. Watch 1, 2. Actually, no. Watch 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. That's how I do it.
Nice.
Skip.
What's 5 called again?
5 is the seed of Chucky. That's quite literally where Chucky impregnates a woman.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
How do I want to know how that works? I don't think I do.
No.
You have to
The
watch
thing
to
is,
find out.
the movie actually goes out of its way to explain how they do it.
Oh, fantastic! So that means they know what their audience is thinking.
I mean, quite literally, like before the movie gets started, before you even see footage, it quite literally follows. It's entirely CG animated opening, and it literally opens with a penis banging a vagina, then ejaculating, and you follow the sperm all the way to the eggs. I am not kidding. That is how this movie opens.
Okay. That's okay.
Why do I feel like I've seen that before?
I had to watch this movie. Well, I didn't have to watch it, but I watched this movie 2 times. The first time when I was trying to get through the other 2 Child's Play movies because I felt obligated to watch all of them. The second time because I don't remember what it's. I think I just hated myself one day. I'm just like, you know what? I'm putting on a shitty movie to punish myself. And I found Beat of Chuck and like, fuck it.
That'll do the trick.
Oh boy.
Like.
That's worse than the fact that I've seen Willy's Wonderland twice.
Olivia in the chat.
I've only seen it once, yeah.
But I think 6 and 7 are really good because they're a return to form in terms of like Chucky being scary, like, which is why I liked it a lot. But we're talking about the remake, so I said A or B. What did everyone else say?
I say
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I say B.
B.
But A for Aubrey Plaza.
I would put it in C as well as Colin. I think I don't hate the movie.
Colin. Excellent input.
I can understand C, but
I fully understand C. I personally think it's a B. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it too. It was tongue in cheek in the same way, but with doing different things involving technology. So I thought that was fun.
Yeah. And again, it's Mark Hamill. Like, it was
and Aubrey Plaza and Mark Hamill. Come on.
Yeah.
I think that balances out to here. That sounds
all right.
good.
Ooh.
I can talk about
Evil
things.
Dead remake. This is the first movie I will put to recommend an S tier. I loved Evil Dead.
I do really like it.
I like Evil Dead as a horror movie. I don't like Evil Dead in comparison to the rest of the series.
That's fair.
I come to Evil Dead for Bruce Campbell fucking around and getting fake blood on his face. Obviously fake blood on his face. Evil Dead Remake is a great horror movie, but it doesn't feel like an Evil Dead movie. It just doesn't.
No, that's the exact reason why I like
Rachel,
it.
The funny thing is, there was a time when I was like directly in your shoes. I actually for a time hated this movie, but then I watched. But like then I basically rewatched the entire series again with my mom because my mom wanted to watch the original Evil Dead because I recommended it to her, and then we watched the entire series together. Like we binged them.
Okay.
And the thing is that like when people think Evil Dead, I think everyone just thinks Evil Dead 2 because that was the first one that took the comedy route, brought in like Bruce Campbell like with his physical acting, chainsaw. It's where Sam Raimi kind of came into his own in the horror genre. 3, I love Army of Darkness. I don't call it a horror movie.
I don't either, but it's also my favorite of the trilogy.
That's understandable. But like if you do look at the original movie, it was one that was like trying to be scary to an extent. It was, and I think it did a great job at that. And I loved its style and
its toed the line.
But when the remake came along, I just remember thinking like, there's no Bruce Campbell. It's not really fun. Like, but then again, I thought about one of my favorite things from the original all the Evil Dead movies was just like its gratuitous violence.
Yeah.
And Evil
How
Dead
mean-spirited
went
it is.
out of its way to just be gory. It had practical effects. It knew when it was just. It was a movie that, like, even though it has almost little to do with the source material outside of being a cabin in the woods, and Necronomicon. It was one that like I was able to watch and be like, man, this is like so intense. I really like got into it, and then everyone is like go their own direction with it, and again, I just think that it's a movie that you should watch all four. Like, I don't think it's like you watch the Evil Dead trilogy, then you can watch the remake if you want. I think if you are doing an Evil Dead marathon, you have to watch the remake with it because I just think I just think it's the original turned to 11. Basically, it's not a Sam Raimi movie, but I do think it's an Evil Dead movie.
The end credit scene with Bruce Campbell, was that supposed to be like a teaser for Ash versus the Evil Dead, or was that not even a thought?
I think the timeline matches up that he could have been like early. I think they were trying to show Bruce Campbell was back as Ash with it. As to whether or not that was to hype up Ash versus Evil Dead or a potential reboot sequel, I'm not sure.
I watched it, and the end credit scene seemed so out of place with how they were going with the actual. That's
the reason why I feel. That's the reason why I view the end credit scene the way I do, because it's like Bruce Campbell had nothing really to do with this movie, but then at the same time, you also can't really match Bruce Campbell. He's definitely like you need to bring in
Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell. And stuff.
They're doing such a different kind of movie that his character wouldn't fit here in there.
Yeah, and so but at the same time, people know the Evil Dead for Bruce Campbell, so I feel like the whole point of the end credit scene was just for the filmmakers, just to show the audience we are fans of the original. We love Bruce Campbell as much as you do. We want you to be able to leave the theater being able to see him, but we also want you to understand that this is not a movie that Bruce Campbell could work in. You know what I mean? And also, the other reason I give huge props to this movie, it's one of the few horror movies that gives a 100% legitimate reason why they stay and they don't listen to the person that you're just going crazy because she was she was trying to recover from a heroin withdrawal. So it's
I do like that addition. I think it
was such a small one that I've honestly at that point never seen in like other horror movies. It's just people just being like, you're crazy, you're just like you're a widow or something, you're just in mourning, like never really treating it seriously, even after this is like one where it's just like there's a reason for her to be hallucinating. There's a reason for them to want to stay and not listen to her. And as a result, it does affect everyone, and it's just I think it's really well done. So I will fight for this movie in S tier. That's all. That's
I say I could give it A. I don't know if I could give it S. Personally,
I'd go A. You convinced me. It was originally going to go in C or D. No, C or B.
For me, it's A or B.
All right.
Good argument, sir.
I would go A or B. I think.
A.
If it can't have S, then I'll take A, but do not give it lower than A.
I think we can average it out to A. I do like this movie too. I think we already talked about how great Bruce Campbell is, so it's definitely not the same without him. But I think it's still a great movie. Some of the characters definitely make some stupid decisions, like why would you just read out of the Necronomicon like that? But
dumbass.
Yeah.
But I
will say in the original it made sense because it was off of a recording that still counts. So
but the effects look amazing. I think the effects look really good. It has a really great gore. So
I will never forget the ending. Well, not the ending shot, but like one of the final shots of the girl taking the chainsaw and just ramming it through the demon's head, draining blood.
That's a great,
iconic. Loved it.
Cool.
Anyway,
just going for a different feel. It doesn't feel like the other ones, but I think that's what's cool about it. Is it's a lot more mean spirited and puts a pit in your stomach. At least mine.
Yeah.
We got Olivia in the chat saying, I wonder if any remake could ever get into
S tier. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think there are some S tier remakes in this list.
Yeah.
There's agree, but we'll get there. So let's go into the next movie, Friday the 13th.
Okay, I want to hear everyone else's opinion before I give my own.
S for Supernatural.
S for Supernatural, let's go!
Let's go!
I mean, it's like... okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's worse Friday the 13th movies. There's also better Friday the 13th.
I don't remember this one. So
there's worse Friday the 13th movies like the original Friday the 13th.
Disagree.
Damn, all right.
It's so boring.
Yeah, the original one is like lower tier of the original series, but
thank you.
I'm not sure. Honestly, even about this movie as a whole, I'm not sure where I'd put on this list. There's one thing I absolutely adore about this movie, though. I think this movie has the best version of Jason.
That's fair. A lot of the kills are a lot more brutal than I expected them to be.
They're a lot like his brutality is insane, but also like he's a lot more methodical and like he's not just like walking around and like, oh, I stabbed him with my machete. He's like a hunter, very survivalist, and like just the aggression and like I don't remember. I know he's not Kane Hodder, but like the physical performance the actor gave, I thought was brilliant. And while not the most memorable Jason, I think he was the best Jason. So
it was Derek Mears for this
Derek
one.
Mears. All right. Well, I'll have to look more into him because I think he did an amazing job with the role. Yeah. So that's like. If we could like just take the Jason part, like if you could like Photoshop the Jason out of the photo and just put him in S tier, I think I could live with that. And then the rest of the poster you could put somewhere else.
For the movie as a whole, I don't know where I'd put it. The only reason I watched this when I did was because of Jared Padalecki from Supernatural. So I will say, at that time, my film analysis skills were not the best because I was actively watching Supernatural at the time.
The thing is, I appreciate what this remake did because obviously, if you were to like shot for shot remake the original, you'd be having Pamela Voorhees as the killer, and like no one really knows the series for that. They know for a hockey mask Jason, so they did kind of have to they basically just took the entire first movie and put it into like a 10-second or like a 2-minute opening scene, and then like cut to Jason like who was actually never dead, and then like he takes a machete, whatever. Yeah. But then a movie becomes pretty substandard from there, like. People come in, get killed, final girl, final guy, Jason's jump scare ending. It follows a very standard Friday formula after like the first 10 minutes, I want to say. But with that said, it's still, it's one of the reasons why the Friday the 13th franchise got popular in the first place. And for a Friday film, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
But it's also not the best.
It's not the best.
Sounds like it's becoming a C.
I think I would put it in. I'd put it in C.
Yeah, I'm feeling C. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I will say if you want the best Friday film, watch Part 6.
Part 6. Yeah.
Part 6 is the best.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the New Blood, but
New Blood is great. Don't get me wrong. I love New Blood as well. But like, if someone like watched 1 through 3, and it's like, okay, where do I go from here? Part 6, so good.
Part 4 is also good too.
But at that point, you're just gonna watch all of them, right?
Yeah, but that's true. Well, you can skip 5. I think it's all fair. I think it's fair. We can all skip 5.
Well, okay, you can skip 3 because there's like reasons, but it's not a good movie.
There is an argument to be made about being required to watch the original 4, but after 4 is done, you can skip 5. You can and then from there you can just watch however you want. I think
you absolutely cannot skip Jason X.
No.
Olivia, no! Olivia!
Wow.
Not even the original. That's odd.
All right. I'm sorry, Olivia. I can't let this stand. Friday marathon at my house as soon as possible.
Olivia, what would you rate the one you've seen?
Video game slaps. That's true. I like the video game. I prefer Dead by Daylight though.
I have Dead by Daylight with the Evil Dead DLC, and I've not played a single.
Oh my god!
I have every licensed character in DBD right now.
Oh jeez, nice.
Pinhead has yet to come out. I think it comes out in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna buy him. And then the rest I have are just characters I can unlock with in-game currency eventually. So
I'm always scared to get like into multiplayer games because I know I'm gonna suck.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight is honestly. Here's the thing though, if you suck in Dead by Daylight, you're just kind of like role playing by that point. True.
I'm just a stupid teenager in a cabin in the woods. So I'm staying in character, actually.
Oh yeah.
It's fun either way.
Choice.
And also, like Dead by Daylight's a game I've played for several years now, and like it's still because like there's just some like there'll be times like I'm working on the generator and I'll just like be like looking around, and I quite literally in the woods I will see Michael just staring at me, and I'm just like I'll be playing with my friends and like 3 a.m. in the morning when my neighbors are like trying to sleep and I'm just going, fuck! Like it's
Oh god.
It's their fault for trying to sleep.
yeah. They should be playing Dead by Daylight with me. I survival friends.
Obviously.
But yeah, back to Jason Voorhees and the Friday remake. I think this one can sit at C tier. There's an argument to put it in B tier, there's an argument to put it in D tier. I don't think it's A and I don't think it's F. So
No.
Yeah, it seems like C is the consensus here. C for consensus.
It's mid. Again,
Middle of the
not
road.
the worst, but not the best.
Yeah, no.
Is it better than
What's that next one? I can't see it.
I like this. I can talk about this one.
Let me just pull up some.
Oh,
chat
hell
things.
yes. Do you have any dissenting opinions, Trev, that you'd like to voice?
Wait, I can't even see. What's the film?
Fright Night.
Fright Night 2011.
I love Friday Night 2011.
Thank God. Okay.
No, here's the thing, though. Here's the guys. I have to admit to a grave crime.
Hey, Albert.
Okay.
I have never seen the original Fright Night.
Glad you made it.
Really?
I've only seen the remake, and I love the remake.
Okay. I did see the original before I watched this because Mitch bullied me into watching it at some point. And I will say, fucking Colin Farrell is a much better antagonist than Chris Sarandon is in the original. Because when I see Chris Sarandon, I think, damn, that's Prince Humperdinck right there. I don't get fucking scared by Chris Sarandon. You kidding me?
Come on, it's Colin Farrell. I mean,
Yeah. Also, Colin
I-
Farrell, good.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there's two things. One, I haven't seen the original, and two, I haven't watched the Friday Night remake in a while. But it holds it holds a strong place in like my horror foundation movies.
Yeah.
Like, there's 3 movies that founded my love as a horror fan: the original Poltergeist, the
Fair.
original Friday the 13th, and the Friday Night remake. These are the movies that got me into horror when I was like 12 years old.
Nice.
So
S, right?
I would say,
No,
shut up. I would say that just on the basis of the casting alone would put it at least B tier.
yeah.
And come on, you've got such a stacked cast. You've got Anton Yelchin, fantastic. Imogen Poots, amazing. Colin Farrell, Toni Collette, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Dave Franco, and fucking David Tennant, which is one of the
Franco is not
weirdest choices.
I was waiting for someone else to bring up David Tennant because I didn't want to come off as a Doctor Who fan.
We're like this, Trev. I think we're just the same person.
It's
Here's a bit of real genius trivia lore for those of us that are in the Discord. The fucking Rach Excite emote that's in the Discord is from a Snapchat of me reacting to David Tennant in Friday Night 2011.
Oh my god.
So there's a bit of lore.
That's my favorite emote.
That really builds up the real genius mythos.
It really does.
I use that
wiki.
I use that emote the most.
That is easily my favorite.
Because every time I post something on a server, like 20 people respond. It's gone to other servers. Some of my friends have saved it.
There was a time I actually put in money for Discord Nitro so I could use that emote in other Discord.
Oh, thank God. We've gone international, guys.
Hey, Rachel, you getting a cut of that?
I don't have Discord. The thing is, I unfortunately don't have Discord Nitro anymore because I wanted to get the Marvel Unlimited streaming service. So,
yeah.
And honestly, it's a much better investment, guys. Discord Nitro isn't worth it, but yeah.
I'm the one boosting the server right now, so watch your words. Do you want those 100 emoji slots?
I'm sorry, Rachel. I mean, Discord Nitro, guys, totally the best investment of my career.
I need to keep adding emojis that are only in context for like 5 people.
Actually, in another Discord, the most popular emote is actually one of me. It's not me like it was actually. I don't remember when the picture was taken because I was high on edibles.
Wonderful.
Well, that's a good start.
Oh, we forgot to mention, Fright Night 2011 is directed by Craig Gillespie, which is such a weird choice, considering he's known for what?
Cruella director.
Cruella and Lars and the Real Girl, which it's a weird filmography when Fright Night 2011 is stacked right in there.
I know. Yeah. I guess he has
range. It works. I mean, I know Tom Holland did the script for 2011.
Oh,
so it's solid, guys.
Yeah,
that's I've done my part. Is the Fright Night 2011?
I think one of my favorite when I hosted Real Genius, like how I think it was in 2018, the year I hosted the Horror Night.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite questions to ask, was who directed or who wrote the original Child's Play, and I had to give the answer to everyone, Tom Holland, and everyone's just like
was he even born?
Yeah, these crazy kids.
Yeah. Oh man, bless that man. Bless that old man, Tom Holland.
Bringing back the horror theme night this semester. So
I will volunteer to host. It will be a Wednesday. Wait, when will that be?
Wednesday. It will be a Wednesday, and then like October 27th.
I will host. I block on my schedule. I will host. Or wait, no, I'll compete. I remember regretting hosting because I couldn't get the
you gotta. Yeah,
that.
You gotta compete.
Someone else is hosting.
Have Andrew host. I think
Andrew, you're hosting.
He's been volunteered.
I'm Colin host, so he can't play.
This year's Horror Night is just going to be the one-on-one Colin versus Trevor that we've all been wanting. That's all it's going to be.
That's some Owen erasure right there, but okay.
Any Reanimator question I'm down for. That one, what was it, 4-pointer that I pulled out of my ass?
I just want to show growth from the 2018 Horror Night when I got like 6 points to now.
At least at 7.
Yeah. I did not know horror.
Rachel, you have evolved. Reanimator, because I have a distinct memory of asking during that night, asking the Reanimator question of like, what was like one of the first.
It was what country the original hospital that Herbert West worked in was.
Oh, shit.
What it was where it was located, like what country?
Yeah, what country?
Wasn't it Germany?
No, it was Switzerland.
Well, close enough.
Just because I know that because I was the only person that got it in the entire room.
I mean, like, honestly, though, if you're gonna have to give a foreign country for a hospital, it's like Switzerland.
Yeah.
But no, like, I distinctly remember I asked the question of like, what was like the animal, what pet animal did Herbert West bring to life?
Yeah.
That ended up attacking him and his friend, and. I thought it was a pretty easy one. You know, it was a black cat, like super dumb looking puppet.
Yeah,
but I remember Kale showed up for that Horror Night, and she was just guessing, and she guessed cat. And when I gave the answer, her face was pure shock and joy. Like I don't think I've ever seen her that excited to get a horror question correct, and I will never forget that face.
I remember that Horror Night because I had not watched Reanimator at that time, and then I went home that night and binged it, and Bride of Reanimator like immediately after. And now here I am.
Now,
the rest.
I have a poster of Jeffrey Combs.
I have multiple. I have at least 7 pictures of Jeffrey Combs on that wall. Speaking of, we're not talking about any Combs remakes, I think, but Castle Freak remake, F tier, F minus. If there's anything below there.
Remake or
if it's a remake that doesn't have Jeffrey Combs, it's automatically.
It's a remake that doesn't have Jeffrey Combs, and it's a remake that teases a Reanimator remake in the final credit scene with that fucking Herbert West that looks like a Spirit Halloween version of Jeffrey Combs. I think I posted pictures of the costume in the fucking Discord server, and everyone just said that it looked like a Walmart version of Jeffrey Combs.
Actually, if we're going to talk about technical horror remakes, have any of you seen the set photos for the new Resident Evil movie?
No, yes, I have.
They look. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I saw the pictures on Reddit first.
Yeah.
And I didn't even read the title. I just assumed that, those are nice cosplays and moved on. It wasn't until my friend, who's a huge RE fan, got on our Discord and said, guys, did you see the new, set photos for the new Resident Evil movie? And he posted the pictures. I'm like, I thought those were cosplay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I was genuinely upset that I saw legitimate news for a franchise I enjoyed and ignored it, thinking it was fan made. Oh man. Anyway, Fright Night, guys.
Yeah, Fright Night's great.
Fright Night.
Put in A tier. I think we've solidly agreed upon that.
I haven't seen it.
Right. I can argue more.
I can. Yes, I think A tier is where it belongs.
Thank you. I've done my service.
But not as good as Evil Dead.
Or I think Evil Dead's better. If I had to pick two movies,
I'd go back around to.
But that's also just me.
Yeah,
I could
put them in order.
I don't think I'd agree, but I can see where you're coming from on the Evil Dead thing.
No, that's the thing. That's not objective. That's entirely personality based.
I'm holding on to Army of Darkness. I ain't letting go.
You still hold on to that fantasy of Bruce Campbell holding you in his
arms? Absolutely, sure. I think everyone holds on to that fantasy.
Oh yeah, no, I still do.
Thank you. It's good to be validated this way.
Also, if Bruce Campbell doesn't show up in Spider-Man No Way Home, it's not worth seeing.
No, absolutely. Have fucking J.K. Simmons, no Bruce Campbell.
Seen that trailer,
get
though,
out of
so
here.
no spoilers.
You give me J.K. Simmons, you give me Alfred Molina, you give me Willem Dafoe, but if you don't give me Bruce Campbell, what's the
I have
point?
not seen the trailer, so I no spoilers.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, guys. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. This is a complete tangent, but I want to say it publicly before I forget. In the original Spider-Man 4 script, the Bruce Campbell cameo, he was going to play Mysterio in a cameo.
Oh.
He would have
I want to go to the universe where we have that
that's
right now.
If we're gonna touch the Spider-Man multiverse, we could have a Bruce Campbell cameo of him as Mysterio.
It's possible.
That would be amazing.
So I'm just saying, like,
possible.
Fucking Kevin Feige, if you're taking notes, like,
please.
Yeah, Kevin Feige is watching our episode of
Kevin Feige is
right now.
Never underestimate that man in his deep
Our
cuts.
horror rankings,
Seriously.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the next movie, Halloween remake.
I have opinions.
ST.
I
Everyone
also
hates
have
this,
an
I know that.
opinion. What's your
Here-
opinion, Trev?
So here's where I fucking despise this movie.
Thank
However,
Christ.
Yeah.
However, there are some shots in this movie I genuinely love.
Mhm.
And like from a filmmaking perspective, I'm just like, oh my god, that was so good. But also, I fucking hate this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Rob Zombie has.
This will give you context.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen, the first like 45 minutes to an hour of this movie isn't even the original Halloween's plot line. It follows Michael Myers' origin story,
Like,
which is, in my opinion, one of the dumbest things you could do for this character.
Because I do not care about his origin.
And also,
No
just
one
to
does.
give you, also to put salt in the wound, it's a Rob Zombie film.
Yeah.
Which,
Rob
frankly,
Zombie has cultivated an aesthetic.
he has certainly cultivated an aesthetic. It's not a good one,
Derogatory.
but it's an aesthetic nonetheless. It's literally like by the time the
It's
movie's
an
halfway
F-tier
over,
aesthetic,
she actually
right?
gets the original
It's an
plot of the
F-tier.
original film and it actually becomes a remake.
Yeah.
But even then, the reason why I kind of still hold mild praise for this, the mildest of praise, is because they're like shots, like the way Rob Zombie placed Michael Myers in scenes and never drew attention to him, no music, nothing. You would just be watching a scene, and if you were looking closely, you could see Michael Myers already stalking Laurie and like her friends, and it was so well handled in those shots. Those few shots in the film, I thought were so amazing, like exactly how you need to handle a character like Michael Myers. I'm just like, where's this been for an hour and 30 fucking minutes?
Yeah, waste your time.
Which reminds me, why are they so long? Both Rob Zombie ones are so long.
Olivia, that's an understatement.
He thinks his therapy is making these films, and it's not working.
I mean, I'd put it in F tier for that one scene alone. That one scene that I do not like to talk about.
It's okay.
Sam, do you want to like DM us on GroupMe or DM me? Because I don't know what scene you're talking. There's a lot of scenes I don't like. You're gonna have to narrow this one down for me.
Block this movie out of my memory. I didn't like it at all.
The scene with the guards in Michael's cell.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm gonna take that as a you know what I'm talking about.
That's all you needed to say.
Yeah.
The weird part is
like a fake,
that's
though.
if I remember correctly. Here's some funny. The thing is the version of the zombie Halloween. Like, and this is I only learned this through Dead Meat because of course.
Yeah.
But apparently, the theatrical you have like, you know how usually like there's a theatrical cut and then like that cut is what gets released on DVD and then there's like special editions or director's cuts and stuff. Rob Zombie hated the theatrical cut so much that basically when it came to like public release for public distribution, he replaced it. So the regular one that you can see through streaming services and DVD copies is the theatrical cut, the director's cut. Excuse me, the director's cut. So meaning that scene with the guards wasn't in the theatrical cut. That was Rob Zombie putting that in.
That's even worse.
Rob Zombie felt he needed that for his creative vision.
Nah.
That's a yikes from me, dog.
Yeah, you have to go out of your way to see the actual theatrical cut that was released in theaters. It's kind of ridiculous.
I've been told multiple times to watch House of a Thousand Corpses, but I don't want to watch any Rob Zombie.
I'm not even kidding. I'm at a point in my life where even if I see I'm at a point in my life where it doesn't matter what media I'm consuming, whether it be video games, music, books, movies. If I so much as see the words Rob Zombie, I can't deal with it. I'm just like, you know what? This is officially garbage. Gonna write scathing reviews. Just literally, I have no respect for the man. Zero.
Okay, but however, one caveat: Dracula kind of slaps.
That's the thing is, it's probably not true. I just see that as a Brendan Urie "I write sins, not tragedy" situation. I try to believe he didn't actually write that song. I try to believe this.
Yeah.
I like if you were to ask me, I just say, oh yeah, that Johnny Five song. Yeah, I know that one.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I don't know Rob Zombie. I'm sorry.
The one with that guy's vocals. That's right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy, man.
Glad we could come to a solid agreement on this. F minus.
Yeah, I think no one disagrees.
No, actually, can we just can we go in and make a new tier that's literally less than F?
I feel bad.
Actually, just call it Rob Zombie, but put it below F. Let's make a Rob Zombie tier and put it below F.
There we go.
All right.
Yay! Yes. We've done it, gang.
Maybe.
We've done what we were meant to do.
No more.
I accidentally added 2 rows.
Oh no!
No. Unacceptable. I'm sorry.
I don't know about you guys. Is the actual screen sharing of the tier list lagging for you at all?
Oh yeah, it is. I have maybe I should stream it on a different.
I mean, it's too late now. We're already
all right.
I can live with it. It's not horrible. It's just noticeable, you know.
It's
not like we're gonna be doing much with it other than the tier list.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Invisible Man. The new one.
I was gonna see this movie with friends, then COVID hit.
Oh.
Okay, who has seen it here?
I have. Yeah.
I've seen
not.
it.
Just me. Okay.
Wait. I just think I remember I had an opportunity to see Invisible. I think it was 2020, right?
I've not seen it. So.
It was in 2019?
Yeah, it was 2020. It's 2020.
I just think remember there was a bullshit fucking reason I couldn't see Invisible Man with my friends.
It was COVID.
That's not bullshit. Yeah.
That's not bullshit, but understandable.
It's not bullshit. I fucking hate this. Not bullshit.
Yeah, understandable. I have not seen this, but I've heard nothing but glowing reviews for it. Specifically from the 3 people in my Letterboxd Discord server that are huge Leigh Whannell stans. I've been recommended every single Leigh Whannell movie multiple times.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
I just watched Saw 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just saw them?
Yes.
What was your thoughts on them?
Saw was great. I really enjoyed it. So I wasn't expecting it to be like a psychological horror kind of movie. So.
The first one is of course the best.
It
really just evolves after that, but even then, I still think it's kind of worth watching. I don't know. I liked it. I'm someone who I literally watched all 7 movies in a single night.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
Oh my god!
What happened was Jigsaw was literally just about to drop in theaters, and my friend, who's also the Resident Evil friend, he loves Saw. And he wanted to bring me along to watch it with him, but I hadn't seen the original 7, and when I realized it was too late for me to watch it at a healthy rate, I literally just stayed up all night and watched all 7 Saw films. And
oh my god,
how long is that? Back to back?
Honestly, they're really short. It took
an hour and a half each.
I quite literally I started at 6 p.m. and I didn't finish until 10 a.m.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Are you watching?
I fall asleep during one movie. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, frankly, I was also not in the best mental state in the first place, so it wasn't that
understandable.
Not going to get into it because this is a happy fun show, but that was. Don't ever do what I did. It's just going to add some more problems, guys. So watch if you want something binge it at a healthy rate. Take good care of yourself. Drink water. Get sleep. Go outside. Touch grass.
Please touch grass.
Please, for the love of God.
Please, for the love of God.
nonstop interaction with just gore coming at you for hours on end. I don't know. Maybe it'll do something to you.
I don't think that would leave anyone in a psychologically damaged state. Absolutely not.
Why do that when you could do the triple feature of Legally Blonde, Saw, and Ghostbusters?
Legally Blonde 2001 or Legally Blonde the musical? This is an important question.
2001.
Okay. I missed the chapter. What? I thought I was listening. What happened? Wait, what?
There's a
triple feature. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's great. 10 out of 10.
The original Ghostbusters, not 2016.
That would be a trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I put Saw right in the middle just in case I needed something more lighthearted after watching it, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but
something easy watch.
Scary, but no, if you truly want how depraved the Saw movies can be, just watch Saw 7. Like it like tries to act cool because it's like, hey, we're killing off Chester Bennington and he's a neo-Nazi in this movie, but then also it completely just degrades women and like even by like Saw standards where all humans are just meat by that point, somehow it still found a way to like objectify women and like degrade them. And it's just like
that.
It's just like I am trying to like it just adds a whole level of dirtiness when you're watching those movies. Like you already feel like a piece of shit for enjoying them to a certain degree because of the gore. But like it was Saw 7 that maybe was just like I want to cry.
Yeah.
Saw 7 kind of I'm not gonna say it broke me, but it definitely left a crack.
Oh. And at that point you've been up for what? The entire night at 10 in the morning?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
it was not a good thing to end. It's not a good way to end that marathon.
Does not sound fun. Watching any horror movie at like broad daylight doesn't sound fun. You got to have the vibes.
Oh yeah. Even though, like the thing is, if I do have to watch a movie like a horror movie in the middle of the day, I like block out my blinds. Like I make sure.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way to watch them.
You'll at least have to be alone if you watch it during the day to up the spook factor.
What movie were we talking about?
All right. Well,
Invisible Man.
We don't need to talk Invisible Man.
So yeah, I think am I the only one who's
No, I've seen it too.
Oh, Cameron, you've seen it. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a really great movie. Like especially just like adapting, the Invisible Man, making it more modern. I think it's like really well done. I liked Upgrade, so it was cool to see Lee Whannell's like second direct, or well, I guess like big like good movie, I guess.
Just one of his.
You don't think Insidious Chapter 3 is a fantastic movie?
I like the first two Insidious movies, and it just falls apart from there.
Yes, I also like the first two, but I think it does like the cinematography is really great. I think the way it shoots horror, is really well done. I forgot to bring this up when we talked about Candyman, but I think Nia DaCosta does the same thing, where like she sets up the cameras really well to like a lot of mirror shots in Candyman, to like for reflection and stuff like that. And I think
I was gonna say I'd hope that Candyman would have mirror shots.
Yeah, don't worry, you don't get a lack of them.
But it's really effective. So like Lee Whannell kind of does the same thing where like he just shows you nothing and like you can't tell if like something's there or not. And I think that really makes the horror more effective. Yeah.
I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. It's really well directed. Elizabeth Moss is great, and it's really suspenseful because of how it's filmed and just I don't know. They make it really investing, and there's some good twists and turns in there too. I like the soundtrack or the score a lot too.
Yeah,
I think it's just really solid. So maybe I don't know. I'd say A.
I would put this in S, honestly. Like I feel like it's
A or S.
Extremely
I'm
done movie.
Well, so that's your call, boys.
I can't think of much negative to say.
So if you put in S, I trust you.
Yeah. Cameron, do you feel good with putting this in S?
I can't think of anything negative to say about it, at least not right now. So, put it up there.
Let's put it there.
Damn. Okay.
All right.
We recommend it, obviously.
Yeah, you guys should definitely watch it.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Lower the rating.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You don't have to watch like any other Invisible Man movie to watch this movie. So.
I mean, even with the original series, you didn't have to watch any other Invisible Man movie
to
understand.
Series? I thought there was just the one.
No, there's like there's like 12 Invisible Man movies.
Oh my
It's
god!
an insane number. And like literally, I'm not even kidding. I think like each separate movie that features the character is a different person. Like it's not even like the same guy throughout all of them. It's a different person every time. There's like it's like Invisible Man, the Invisible Man Returns, the Invisible Woman, Agent, like the Invisible Agents, and then like the Invisible Female Agents and stuff. It's like literally it just gets so. It was like it was a 30s sequel, like whatever bullshit title you could come up with.
Yeah.
What, 1930s? I don't think they need to have plots to make movies back then. They're just
putting
shit out.
Hired some people, got one guy to like handle the camera while he smoked 30 cigarettes, and then you just set action and let them do their thing.
You can like see the cigarette smoke from the
That's why all those
what do you think
movies
makes the
look so
fog in
foggy.
those scenes? Like water? No.
It's just the guy chain smoking behind the camera.
This is sheer level of chain smoking.
See, this is the kind of behind-the-scenes information that you get from Real Ranked. You don't get the same.
Okay, joke
Never
aside,
before
though,
heard.
I do highly encourage you to look up behind the scenes for the original Invisible Man because the way they actually got that movie to work was incredible. I thought I really liked it.
All right, that's really
all right.
Cool.
Does it classify as a remake though?
I think
it
TV miniseries.
It was released on like Stars. Not Stars,
So
but like
it was a TV miniseries.
Miniseries, so I would count it. It's
I
still
was
a
going
remake.
to count it as a remake. We can get into a whole discussion.
Yeah.
It's not a remake of a movie, but still a remake of a TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is just called horror remakes, not horror movie remakes.
Yeah.
So again, this one's kind of weird in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Like I have biases towards it that I just think are causing me to not give this a because one, the original miniseries holds a soft place in my heart. Tim Curry is a heartthrob through and through.
Yeah.
And then there are shots in this movie I legitimately like, but the thing is, I saw this movie in theaters. I assume when we covered a remake, are we talking parts 1 and 2 or just part 1?
Just part one.
Just part one.
Okay, if we're just going part 1, I mean, either way, like I made very poor decisions with the people I saw both movies with. But yeah, there is a very malicious ex I have that I saw this movie with, and so when I think of the part 1, I cannot find happy memories of it.
Oh,
so
I think on the whole, part 1 is a lot more solid than part 2 is.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can give it that definitely.
I still wouldn't say it's a great movie, especially compared to most of the movies on this list. I don't think I could give it above like C tier, maybe.
I like Bill Skarsgård's performance. I like
Bill Skarsgård's performance is great.
It's a good popcorn flick.
It is.
Yeah.
There's an orange cat. I remember that.
It's got to be
Orange
at least
cat.
a B.
Orange cat.
Orange cat, bottom text.
Orange cat.
The other reason, the one thing I truly did love about it, though, and like I can't.
Continue.
The thing I loved about it was Orange Cat was the fact that it found a way to make balloons scary because whenever like it used red balloons to signify when Pennywise was around, and like it tried to do that in the original Tim Curry, but just use all these colors and shit, and like it just seemed goofy, which is fine because it was Tim Curry, but like. When like I distinctly remember the memes and like kind of like social media explosion that it got because of the fact that it uses those red balloons. Like there was a time like a couple of years ago where if you saw a red balloon, you thought of this movie, and like I think that's just genuinely impressive from both marketing and filmmaking. So I think there's a lot of like legitimate spooks in the movie that I did enjoy. Like, oh shit, what's his name? The one kid that's in the library at the very beginning scene. From him like, all
to
the
the
people
book.
were staring at him.
And the librarian just comes up closer to him and then just disappears. I thought that was a really effective scare, and it has stuck with me for a while.
Yeah,
I definitely think that like it's far from perfect. I don't think I would not put this higher. I'm not sure what everyone else is gonna say. It should not be higher than B though. Like and even that.
No, I agree.
I think it should be mentioned how much of like I don't know like a kind of cultural impact that it had when it came out? Because like, didn't that kick off like the whole clown epidemic in like 2016 as well, where people would just dress up as a clown?
Well, no, that's the thing. The clown, like the killer clown scare, blew up in 2016. The film came out 2017.
Oh,
and so basically, it was a movie that just came out at like the perfect time because it's like we were fresh off the heels of like that whole media storm. So it's like, and like,
swore that the clown thing came after.
I personally like to believe that Pennywise was what killed off Ronald McDonald. That's why we haven't seen him in so long. I truly believe Pennywise was the nail in the coffin on that.
Who decided to have a clown as their mascot for their fucking fast food thing anyway? Actually, it didn't have that much of a stigma in the 50s when they founded the company.
Not much of a stigma in the 50s, but actually, there's a YouTube channel that covers that.
Really?
Yes. It's a YouTube channel called Ordinary Things. And
I've heard of that channel.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you know Internet Historian, you probably know
yes,
Ordinary
I
Things.
do.
They collaborate a lot.
That's where I know him from. Okay.
Ordinary, yeah. So he covers a lot of stuff now. Like his channel's really broad because he kind of blew up thanks to Internet Historian. But like some of his earlier videos, he just covered like ordinary things. And like one of the things he discussed, like for example, he talked about like how like exams became a thing in the first place, and like kind of like how they've evolved from where they started. And one of the things he talked about was like this, like what happened to Ronald McDonald, and he goes over the entire history of like McDonald's and clowns, basically, because like Ronald McDonald was essentially based off of like just a real life clown they hired to just basically be a spokesperson.
Huh, that's interesting.
And then they fired a spokesperson because he got too fat. and so it's just like, let's look at the Ronald McDonald. Let's just make our own like mascot, and they got Ronald from that, basically.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. That channel sounds a lot like Defunct Land, which I watch a lot of videos from.
Yeah, I like them.
I fucking love Defunct Land. That guy's great.
Really cool.
But yeah, he goes into just like, it was funny because he was talking about Ronald McDonald as a clown. It's just like, and things are going well for Ronald as a brand. And then John Wayne Gacy was revealed to be the killer clown. Was arrested for the murder of 13 boys. But that's not important right now. We'll get back to it later. It just kind of just showed that it wasn't like the decline of Ronald was already kind of like happening in the first place. Like,
yeah. I didn't even think about Gacy and how that would affect the McDonald's brand.
It did more damage than we ever realized.
It's amazing that he was even brought back as a mascot after that.
Thank you, Olivia. Bye, Olivia.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
It's being recorded as well. Like
it's just going to be on the YouTube channel.
Olivia can watch it later.
Nice.
We'll talk shit about her until...
you can listen.
Anyway. But yeah, so just to get back on track with Pennywise in this movie, I think that this movie was amazing in a lot of ways, but I don't think it's anything special. I just think that, again, it's a movie that I think came at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I would put this at...
I'd say C too. That's a good...
I'd give it a B.
I would give this an A, actually.
Really?
So I had never watched horror movies until... I didn't really get into horror movies until, say, like 2018, 2019. So, like, this was, like, one of the earliest horror movies I had seen, because, like, I watched this in 2018. And I was just, like, blown away just because I had never seen horror movies before. And I really have a strong connection to the movie. I really like the group of kids that like are a part of it. Like I think child performances are pretty great. Like and obviously Bill Skarsgård is fantastic as Pennywise.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he does bring very different kind of performance, which is cool to see from Tim Curry.
Yeah, there are some great scares, and but I rewatched it last year, so I get like it's not like the best thing in the world, but I just have a stronger connection to it, so I'm okay with like dropping it down to a B if you guys like are okay.
I can live with a B.
That's a good compromise. That I give it a B anyway. So
okay, sounds good. Then let's put it at B. And we'll go into our next movie, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes. Can we just put this in S? I think it deserves S.
I'd give it A.
If you get to a point where you don't even know that the movie is a remake, that the remake is so good that it just overshadows the complete.
Yeah.
I think that's deserving enough of an S, honestly.
It's also just a great movie.
It's also a great movie. Come on.
There's no bad song. There is no bad song in the whole soundtrack. So
it's a no skip soundtrack. What can I say?
Yeah, I know.
We're not biased.
Yeah.
Definitely not biased over here.
You can't
watched
miss
it
any
for
of
the
those
first time in 2020 and watched it 2 times since, or
Nice.
2 more times since. So I've seen it 3 times now.
I don't really have anything to say about this other than it's good. Rick Moranis, fantastic. Steve Martin, also great.
Yeah, he's
Howard Ashman and Alan Menken.
Oh yeah, Alan Menken did the soundtrack, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mean
That
Green
makes
Mother from
sense.
Outer Space, absolutely bop.
Banger. We do have to iterate that we are talking about the extended version rather than the
The
theatrical
director's
version.
cut.
Director's
is
cut,
S-tier.
S tier. Theatrical
Director's
cut,
is
B
A?
tier.
I
B tier.
Okay, wait. So
director's
which
cut.
version is this here?
This is the director's cut.
Director's cut.
Oh,
The director's cut does the same thing that Brazil, Terry Gilliam's Brazil does, where they had like a really dark ending, and like the test audiences were like, no, we don't like this, so they recut it, did like a happy ending, sent it to theatrical, and then I don't think the director's cut of Little Shop of Horrors got released until way later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing happened with Brazil, where I think the Criterion Collection release of Brazil was the first one to have the extended cut on like Laserdisc in the 90s. There's lore for you. Watch Brazil. It's a great movie. I would recommend that.
Watch Brazil and give this an S tier.
Yeah, absolutely. True. Little tangent. Anyway.
S for Shop
Oh,
of Horrors.
yeah, also gotta talk about the puppetry in.
Oh
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Too. Fantastic.
I've got my
Really
Little
good.
Shop of Horrors trading cards right here.
You have your Audrey.
I have an Audrey 2 Funko Pop, but I don't feel like getting up to get it.
That's cool.
All right, that's fair. But yeah, I guess Trev, I don't believe you have seen this one.
I haven't seen it.
You
What?
should watch it. Watch
So
the
you
director's
just-
cut.
Because Matt, why do you bring attention to me? I was trying to get through that entire movie without saying a word.
It's a great
Yeah, I
movie.
saw you
I
just
recommend
sitting
it.
down there quietly.
The moment Rachel just started singing his praises, I'm just like, oh, I'm in trouble.
No. I
This is one of my
hadn't
favorite
seen it
movies,
before
so
Sam recommended it to me. So
Don't worry,
I'm
I can
pretty sure
watch
that's
it.
how you all watched it.
I
Yeah.
think so, actually.
Yeah,
It
that
was
is.
on my
It was
radar, but I never
really
just sat
bad.
down and watched it.
like I
My
knew
dad
the
made me watch
show,
it.
and like I listened to some of the songs before the
Yeah.
movie, but
It's really good. You should watch the director's cut though.
I should watch the director's cut.
Yeah. Director's cut. Yeah. So
Alright.
I guess it's going S, right? Trev, you have any
I mean,
objections?
The only comment I have to make is that if this gets asked, this is going to be 2 movies I've had no input on that are S tier.
Oh yeah. We'll let you have input on your I would, if we go back, I would
Yeah.
move Evil Dead up to S tier
yeah,
just for that. I'm sorry.
we can
Yeah.
go back around and like rearrange anything
Yeah.
we want to do. That.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not. I'm just messing around.
Well-
we're just here for fun. So it's like
This is for shits and giggles.
it's for the gigs and shits. So like
That's for shits and giggles.
All of
So-
these opinions are entirely subjective, except for mine,
Objective.
which are objective fact.
you're all-
There you go.
this is the definitive list.
Definitive.
It- If you don't like it, then why are you even watching movies? Like
Yeah.
don't call yourself a movie fan if you don't agree with this list. Period.
You don't deserve to watch them if you don't agree.
Do you
Don't
think you
call
deserve
yourself a-
breathing privileges if you disagree with us?
Don't call yourself a movie fan if you haven't seen My Bloody Valentine 2009.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
That was a great segue, guys. Come on.
On to our next movie,
On to our next movie.
which also deserves S for
S tier
Supernatural.
for Supernatural. I'm just gonna come out and say this is D tier at max
it's-
for me. It's
Because it It was literally in the Shark Boy and Lava Girl phase of like forced 3D movies.
Yeah, if you market your movie on just the 3D aspect, you know it's going to be a shit movie.
Yeah,
just
like...
right off the bat. I remember I watched it like a few months ago. I remember the fucking scene where he comes out and he swings the pickaxe through the dude's eye and it comes out towards the screen.
Yeah.
The guy was just absolutely atrocious. It was the worst CGI I've seen. Just absolutely hideous.
Which really sucks because My Bloody Valentine, I feel, is a movie that deserves much more mainstream attention than it gets.
Yeah.
It's like the original movie had like such genuine like scares and aesthetic, and like just to give you an idea of how much praise I can give the original My Bloody Valentine was like the only movie I could compare it to in its level of aesthetic and quality, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Really?
I think now you can't argue that. Like I think there's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an arguably objectively better movie. I think it's just I don't want to be committing heresy by what I'm like saying. But I feel if you're looking for a movie in the same style as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I usually direct people to Bloody Valentine.
Okay.
That's my opinion, at least. I know that seems weird, but it's just like that's how I feel about it. Rachel, you seem very like disagree. Like
I haven't seen the original. I have only seen this because of Supernatural, so I don't really have much of an opinion. There is one review from a person I follow that's like, guys, if this movie was a blockbuster, we probably wouldn't have had 15 seasons of Supernatural. And I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
What a domino effect that would have been.
God, if I have to hear one more person that talk about domino effect of 50 Shades of Grey, I am leaving.
Oh my God.
That's like intro level domino effect. You got
That's like 2 dominoes.
Come on.
Bro, if you want to talk about domino effect, let's talk about the original domino effect during the Vietnam War.
So true.
No, but like the original My Bloody Valentine is one I thoroughly enjoy. Because it's like, did it get sequels? I actually don't remember.
I have
no idea.
I don't think so.
Because that's the thing, is that like it's a movie that I know is pretty self-contained, but like again, the aesthetic of it, the way the original killer was designed as being that coal miner and the costumes and everything, it was a movie that I thought if they made like the gratuitous horror sequels like Friday Nightmare, I would have watched them. Because I
there
think
are no sequels. It was just that, and then the remake.
Damn fucking shame, I say.
They could have made like a prequel for like the 20 years before or something, but
maybe so. that could have worked. I really liked it. And as for the remake, however, as for Supernatural, but outside of Jensen Ackles, literally no other reason. There's no other reason to watch it.
You get Max. I'd even
That's
argue
the only reason you need.
It was boring.
Yeah, I put it in F. If I had to put it in a letter, I put it in F.
Yeah, you put an F.
I'm also not trying to rush because
I haven't seen it.
I want to say about the next movie on that list.
Oh, great! Because I have nothing to say.
I'm already paranoid about talking too much during this session.
Go for it, man.
I could literally dominate this entire conversation for the next 30 minutes.
I've got enough things to say about Suspiria, so you're fine. Go for it, guy.
All right.
Sam, do you have anything to say about My Bloody Valentine? Or
I haven't seen it.
The original, at least?
Oh, I mean, the original was good, but...
It's good.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I watched it on Valentine's Day.
Don't worry, it's gonna have a new friend soon.
Oh no.
But no, I have not seen the remake, so I will put it in F.
Thank you.
All right, what do we got now?
Before he starts talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street, I just want to say now I would put it in F. But I'm also biased because I hate Freddy Krueger, and this is the worst Freddy Krueger. So,
I hate this one too. I give it F.
The worst one in the franchise. I will not.
Wait, full stop. Sam, what did you say?
The worst Freddy Krueger. Well, no,
that's I agree with, but there's only one other Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger. Okay, well, I mean, like the worst. I don't know, because it's different in all the movies. Like
Robert Englund,
my main man, Robert Englund.
I hate Freddy Krueger. Is the thing.
His character goes
as a concept, like you just don't like the character.
What?
Like, do you just hate the concept of like a murderer, like killing you in your dreams, or did you like genuinely not like Robert Englund's performance and like the character he portrayed.
Oh, I just don't like the character, like the tongue thing. Hate that. But then, like in the remake, that's just such a different version of Freddy, and like I'm not a big Freddy fan, anyways. But somehow they made him worse.
I am a huge literally look at that. I have a Freddy Krueger flag.
Wow, snazzy.
Literally, it's like green and red stripes, and then flesh skin for where the stars would be.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Or burnt flesh where the stars should be. But like, I love the original Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Obviously, 1 and 3 are the best, but honestly, I could theoretically sit through all 6. You'd have to put guns to my head if I'm gonna watch 6 again. But Robert Englund took literally just for people who haven't seen, Freddy Krueger was a child murderer in the original movies. Like he killed children, and Robert Englund gave a performance that I thought was so charismatic, endearing, and fun. I didn't care. I loved when he was on screen. There was never a point and that man alone got me through all the movies past 3 because like they are dog shit without him. Like like an amazing actor, an amazing like performance, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare is actually like I know that's a movie that gets a lot of flack. I love Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I think that's like if you like the movie Scream and you wish you could have that concept applied to the Nightmare series, that's what Wes Craven's New Nightmare is. And I thought it was so well done, and the original production, like the practical effects, there's just so much that I think was revolutionary, fun, interesting, and just like defining of the horror genre as the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like, and like I remember like they reshowed it in our local theater to kind of like recapture the like theater experience, and I went to see that with Mitch and a bunch of other guys, and I saw the remake, and it was such a butchering and disrespect to any legacy Wes Craven, God rest his soul, had. Wes Craven, just for context, he wasn't dead by the time this movie came out. What he was just literally, they just never went for him for guidance or help or like approval and anything. They just literally like they got the license, just went fucking ham on production with whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And there's virtually no practical effects. They basically just did more or less did a shot-for-shot remake of the original, except they used shittier CGI early 2000s effects. There's no charisma. He's just some asshole. Which, by the way, this is also how you know you've made a shitty character. Because again, Robert Englund took a child murderer and made him fun, charismatic, and like I could enjoy him on screen. This version of Freddy Krueger is a straight pedophile. And
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is.
And like, here's the thing: child murder is already bad, but like, again, a good performance, good writing, you can kind of like just enjoy the character for what it is on screen. Because again, they like those movies knew what they were. They tried to play into the pedophilia in this movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
And that's not fun to watch.
And it's again like, and I feel if you want to make a good remake, you do have to go like. Of course, you want to honor the original, but I do think a remake should go its own direction. I don't think if you're gonna make a shot-for-shot, story for beat remake of the original, then just watch the original by that point. Like,
yeah.
I think a good remake is a movie that can get me to watch the original, but then still have me watch that movie and enjoy it for its own reasons. It's one of the reasons why I like the Evil Dead remake as much as I do.
Yeah.
But again, Nightmare on Elm Street, despite trying to be so totally different with a new Freddy Krueger and a new cast and all this new dialogue, whatever, that to an extent that's fine. But then don't give me a fucking shot-for-shot remake with the same iconic shots. But again, done shittier with shitty fucking CGI, like. Fucking like the iconic shot of like Freddy Krueger reaching through the wall that like stretched out while Nancy was sleeping and like it knocked off the crucifix. Iconic, and they try to recreate that with like fucking iMovie garage band level CGI that I could make while pissing in the bathroom right now. And, like, oh my god, and just like I don't care for this. Again, it's just a shittier version of something I loved and grew up with. And I'm going to try my best to be somewhat objective about this because I obviously am already being biased. I kind of like the concept of the micro sleeps they brought in of because again, if you're standing for so long, there are just points where your brain's going to like fall asleep. Mm-hmm. And as someone who has unfortunately been in poor mental states of sleep and not really
Saw marathon.
Gonna be outing myself here. The longest I've ever gone without sleep is 90 hours.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And I can verify for a fact that microsleeps are a thing. And just like as someone who has gone through that sleep deprived state, I will say that the remake is probably the most accurate representation of sleep deprivation. But that is the absolute most praise I could give this. And honestly, at this point, it's the bare minimum. Because, again, like I said, with the original Nightmare series, they've very well established their own style. There wasn't exactly they weren't exactly reaching out for realism. They were just trying to make a fun slasher. And basically, they were just trying to get an excuse for Robert Englund to ad lib on screen. That's basically what the movies were.
Yeah.
And, like, Wes Craven, he knew an aesthetic. He knew how to like frame a shot. He a godfather of the genre, and to that, go out of your way to ignore getting his help because he wanted to help. He was totally fine with the remake. He gave a blessing for it, but apparently that's all they wanted from him. They just wanted to do. It's just like the disrespect of the man, his legacy, his character, and the story. And you don't even put in the effort to make it original. You basically just look, what happens when I don't sleep, and then make a movie about that. And it's just like, oh, well, let's make him sleep movie. Let's just use Freddy Krueger. Take new line. Give me the license. It's just so blatantly shitty on every definition of the word. And I'm sorry for just going off, but like I cannot, in good conscience, like I know we already made our joke category of Rob Zombie being lower than F. I would put this even lower than that. Like, honestly, the fact I even have to talk about this movie is already giving this movie too much credit or like attention than it ever deserves. But yes, this movie belongs in F. It belongs in F minus, whatever we can do to like. If I had to quote George Lucas about the Star Wars Christmas special, if I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would destroy every existing copy of this movie. So
this is worse than that. Right?
Like, oh, dude, I could at least sit. I could sit through the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah,
I have sat through the Star Wars
Believe it or not,
special.
I regretted it.
Like, God, I'm sorry for going off, but like, F.
Fair. Speaking of, I guess we can all agree on F. I'm pretty sure.
I honestly, I would put it lower than F. I have nothing more to say, like because Trev has said everything, but I would put this lower than F. This is easily the worst of the franchise.
Yeah, F minus.
The original is actually my first horror movie ever. So
really,
yes.
Wow.
Matthew, you have good beginnings. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not agree that it's the worst because the sixth one exists. But
both are terrible.
But guess what? The sixth one has Robert Englund. That's more than I can say for this movie.
This has like no style, nothing interesting going on.
Do we want to put it
shot for shot horror remakes with no style and no real reason to exist?
Yeah, put in Rob Zombie. He has nothing to do with it, but frankly, he might as well have.
Yeah.
I think we can agree to put it lower than that.
Yeah, like I don't want to make another category because that would just be gratuitous for what we're trying to do here. Yeah. But if there were ever a moment to make another category, it'd be this movie. But yeah, we'll keep it in Rob Zombie for now. So here's the thing. I haven't seen the Psycho remake, but I've seen the original Psycho. So by extension, I have seen this movie.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. Why would you feel it necessary to remake it and not even change a single thing about it? The framing is the exact same. They don't even change the dialogue. It's just a shot-for-shot remake.
Rachel,
now, it being in color,
go so far as to even use like the same type of camera.
Yeah, it's literally a shot-for-shot remake of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. One of the most fucking.
Have you ever want to see an Alfred Hitchcock movie but with Wedding Crashers?
ever wanted to see Psycho, but worse? Well, have I got the movie for you?
Like people love to make those types of jokes all the time about like, have you ever want to see this but shitty, or have you ever want to see this but with like these like that actor? We can like, there's never been a truer statement of like there's no hyperbole in that. It's literally, have you ever want to see Psycho but shitty? It's
yes. Not only that, but could you even top Anthony Perkins' performance in Psycho if you even tried? No. He carries that role perfectly as Norman Bates. And I haven't seen Bates Motel, so I can't comment on it, but I don't know how.
I have not seen it.
Freddie Highmore's pretty good.
My mom binged it. My mom loved Bates Motel, so it's on my list. So
I can't give any credence to that.
Obviously, none of you know my mom. She has pretty solid taste, so I think I trust her opinion. So
I trust her opinion.
You can trust mine.
Okay. I don't even know where to rate this, just because I think it's so unnecessary.
Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
Rob Zombie, honestly, yeah.
Like, is that what you'd rate a movie where there's nothing original about it and everything's the same as the original but worse?
It doesn't have a reason to exist. Like,
yeah.
I can understand if you're trying to do like a fresh take on it, but they're so upfront about just being a remake of Psycho to the detail.
I mean, Funny Games 2007.
Yeah.
Same movie, same director, just in English.
But Naomi Watts, I guess.
But Naomi Watts. I haven't seen either. I can't give an opinion. I'm so behind on the movie club. I'm sorry, guys.
Rachel, I'm further behind than you. Do not worry.
Great. You have to watch Stop Making Sense at some point, though.
Send me a list, Rachel.
There is a list. It's in the Google Drive.
I'm not kidding. Send it to me. I'm not joking.
You have to watch my picks, and everything else is optional.
Wait, is he in
like
the movie?
I said, Rachel, I am not, like, no jokes.
Everyone that's here.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You can give him the role.
Oh, shit, I can!
Oh, I got it. I
got the power.
I got the power. I got it first.
And we've also got Suspiria.
Okay, we do have Suspiria.
So, I've seen the original Suspiria, and I love the original Suspiria. One of my favorite horror movies. Not one of my favorite movies, but definitely if I'm talking about horror, I love the original Suspiria. And the thing is, that was actually a movie. Again, I watched with my mom. Like, we watched together for the first time, and we both loved it. And the moment we heard about this Amazon remake, and then it had Tilda Swinton, my mom were like, "Let's fucking go!" And I think we got like an hour in, and we got bored. We could not even, but like even since we know, like I know the original Suspiria is already a slow movie.
Yeah.
But like even then, I couldn't get myself to sit because like I felt the original Suspiria had like certain style, aesthetic, and an unpredictability to it. That is what kept me and my mom like in our seats the whole way through and like engaged. I was not like I'm sure like, from what I've heard, I think this is probably a good remake, but it just didn't have the kind of unpredictable pacing that me and my mother were looking for when we were watching it. So
have you seen the ending of it at least?
The ending
of the remake or the ending of the original?
Ending of the remake.
I have not seen the ending of the remake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different story.
We may have to veer into spoiler territory for this.
I think we already have, so it's probably fine.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But I would put it firmly in S tier, just for the fact that it actually builds upon the lore that for the original series you'd have to watch Inferno and then the other 2006 movie that nobody fucking watched. Like, it introduces the concept of the three mothers and actually builds upon that, which is something that was really missing from the first movie. Because you're given you're given Marcos, but never explained why she's there, what she does. It's really just spooky witch, which honestly in Suspiria it works really well because the stylistic choices just really carry the movie. It's a beautiful movie. And that fucking climax scene in the remake, guys.
Yeah.
The first hour is pretty slow, I can admit, but everything is worth it just for that climax.
I think it's purposeful. It's pacing. It may be hard to get through at first, but I think it's all on purpose.
Yeah. That and just I love it.
I think it's great too.
For sure. I mean, you basically said everything that I would say.
I can even forgive the inclusion of Chloe Grace Moretz in the cast. I don't like her as an actress. I'm sorry.
Her role is
I try to.
Like, not like a huge like.
I can't think. Okay, I can think of one movie that I've liked her in, and that was 500 Days of Summer. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's just for that one line where she's like, just because she's into the same weirdo shit that you're into doesn't mean that she's your soulmate. It just lovely. I love that line. It's a great line.
It is.
Yeah, I think I'd put it in S tier, easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I give it
like Tilda Swinton.
This would be like the fourth one we put in S tier without Trev's input.
I know.
So sorry.
Mia Goth, though, I have to talk about it. Mia Goth is really very.
We can flag down Trev. Trev, come back. Trev, headphone. Trev.
I will say the thing that I miss about the remake is that it doesn't have the same like colors and like visual flair that the original one has.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes up for that in the climax scene.
Yeah, I think that's on purpose too.
Like,
I make up for it there, but I just like I felt like that was missing a little bit. But I still love the movie. I think it was very like it was.
Hi, welcome back. We're not talking spoilers. We're mainly talking about like production type details.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I would recommend trying to at least sit through the last half of Suspiria, though.
I will do my best.
You did watch the first half, though.
I did.
That fucking scene where the first like really body horror type Olga, that scene freaked me out the first time that I watched it. In the second time, honestly, the first time I watched Suspiria, I had to stop after that scene and like take a breather.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just affected me a lot.
Remember when Dakota Johnson is dancing for the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
So what are you guys ranking this movie?
I'm so sorry, Trev.
We're thinking pretty high.
I would put it at S. I would settle for A just because of your feelings on it. I think it's.
I would. Yeah.
I mean, I obviously I didn't see it all the way through, so I can't make an objective opinion. So whatever you guys call.
A lot of the stuff that's kind of left up in the air about the plot for the original, like, have you seen Inferno and like the other sequels to Suspiria?
I didn't know there were sequels to Suspiria.
Yeah, there's Inferno, and then there's like the 2006 one that I can't remember the name of, and I never can. But it expounds upon like the actual coven and why it exists and what. Like
I already kind of don't like that. One of the reasons I did love Suspiria was just the fact that it just kind of like threw it at you and it gave you enough to like be. Yeah, the reason I liked this because there was the whole era of mystery behind it. Like there was enough to like for you. There's enough hints throughout the movie for you to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, but also at the same time, by the time the movie is over, there was just so many things that were like kind of like left unanswered, and like because of that mystery and like the way it was just. I enjoyed that. Like it was one of the few movies where I kind of enjoyed not knowing everything about their like the characters and their backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like that movie ends with her running out of the building that like in the original, and it's on fire, and then like that's basically then like she just walks away smiling. You don't need to know where she ends up after that movie, like if she gets to the police or anything. The movie was fine just where it ended, I feel, and so like to know that there's movies that now go further into explaining their background. Just doesn't feel right to me.
I can understand that, but it really frustrated me just not knowing anything about like the coven in the original. And I guess you could do without that, but it just
I got the bad news for you about a movie called Pulp Fiction. There's this suitcase.
I have my own take on Pulp Fiction, but that can be saved for the Tarantino ranking. Gotta plug the podcast, guys.
Yeah. Tarantino ranked.
I'm excited to have the discussion on Hateful Eight for that episode because I think that will be fun.
Wait, when is this being a Tarantino ranking happening?
It's like in 2 weeks or something.
Can I get on that list, please?
It's already full.
Fuck.
Okay, but let's go out on the very valid assumption that Andrew
you can still comment
to it.
You what?
Let's go on the very valid assumption that Andrew might be late to the podcast.
Okay. Well, I'll be the understudy. I don't mind because Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director. So like I have so many. I love all basically if I see contrary to Rob Zombie, the other end of the spectrum, if I see Quentin Tarantino's name on anything, I will probably watch it.
Okay. What's your favorite of all of them?
Not even a question for me. It's Inglourious Bastards.
Thank Christ. Okay, great. S tier Tarantino. Anyway, that's another episode.
Hey, what about this little?
I think S tier for Suspiria, but hey.
All right, I know what I just said.
Yeah.
That if I see his name, I watch it. Yeah. I haven't found someone to watch that movie with, and Quentin Tarantino is an director I like to watch with people.
Yeah.
And no one wants to watch it with me. So.
Really, Inglourious Bastards?
No, I'm talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of like a person that I would recommend watching that with. I haven't tried getting my friend Caroline to watch it with me, and she'll watch fucking anything with me. And she's like, nah, it sounds fucking boring.
I will say that is another thing that's kind of like I'm going to watch it like within like the next.
Wait, you haven't seen it?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? No.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Again, I wanted to watch it with someone because I feel like if I watched it alone, I would. Because the one criticism I've heard, because I couldn't see it in theaters.
Yeah.
The one criticism I consistently heard was that the movie was too long.
It is.
And so for that reason, I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna want to watch it with a friend, like help us keep entertained.
Watch party, dude. Huh? I'll watch it.
All right.
I think we probably will watch party.
Hit me up after this.
Before we
Hey. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, but, I definitely want to make sure I could watch it with someone because if there were going to be boring parts, I was gonna need a friend. So,
all right, we can
see a lot of feet. That's for sure.
Ranked.
Yeah, of course. This is just a preview. Yeah. We're giving you a taste.
Yeah, S tier. I will put it there if Trev, doesn't mind.
Trev, you gotta watch at least to the end of Suspiria. I'm sorry. Even if you fucking hate it, you got to watch to the end.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm really wondering if I didn't watch a single one of these movies, that they all would have been an S tier. Because again, every movie I've had.
Listen, this is the only one that I'd argue for. I mean, other than Little Shop of Horrors, the Little Shop of Horrors is a given.
That allows us to get away with it.
I would die on this hill. Also, I'm a fucking. Any
art
house horror.
Perhaps
I love art house horror.
So. All right.
Oh.
What's
next?
My AirPods are about to die.
Consume Dakota Johnson content, so
We have 6 movies left.
Got the Blob.
I'm so
no
tired.
Input.
The original one is good.
The original one. What's the original one, Sam? I don't know about your opinions on that.
I've never seen anything related to the words "the Blob," so like I have literally 0 input.
You should watch the Steve McQueen one.
Have any of us seen the remake of The Blob?
I have. Yes.
You have.
It's good. I
like it. S tier.
Yeah. It's not going on S tier. I would probably put it in B tier. It's definitely it's as good as the original.
Well,
it's still a good movie. I don't. I'm
50-year-old playing a teenager.
And the original, but I like it as much as the original. Main character is no Steve McQueen, but still interesting to follow. Frank Darabont is one of the writers, so that actually helps with the script.
Okay.
And the practical effects look amazing. For 1988, I think there were already movies with a ton of great effects, and I think this one takes advantage of using great practical effects for the Blob. So, yeah, and then the Blob.
Nothing will beat the pound of silicon in the fucking 5-gallon bucket that they bring out at Blob Fest, though. Nothing can top that.
My favorite Blob movie is one called Flubber, starring.
No, that's a fucking great movie, actually.
But yeah, I would put it in B tier. I think we can just move on since no one else has seen it.
Yeah, sure. I have some thoughts on this, not many.
Okay, so the thing is, I'm also a huge Japanese horror fan because I think
great.
My opinion, honestly, if I had to give a call, I'd say the Japanese do horror way better than the Americans ever could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But with that being said, of all the remakes on this list, here, The Ring is one of the few I actually do prefer American, simply because.
Really?
Yes, and not for the reasons you think. It's more for me as a visual effects fan and just the way they handled Samara in the American remake, because in the original Japanese one, she just kind of comes out of TV and just fucks around.
Yeah.
But in the remake, they like put visual effects over Samara, so like she has like glitching effects on her, and like she, even though she's in the real life, she still kind of has like that TV filter from like, you know, the early 2000s that we all know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
And so like, and so they were able to give her this physical presence, but still kind of keep her supernatural and ghostly, and not just like someone who crawled out of a TV prop. And so there's that, and then I thought I think aesthetically wise, it was good. It didn't deserve as many sequels as it got, but it was definitely a remake that I thought I really enjoyed this. I could watch it again even a couple of times. I don't want to put it in S tier right away, but just to give you an idea, that's how little of bad things I have to say about this movie. Like, otherwise I really enjoyed it. So
Now, it's weird. I kind of have a almost opposite opinion of it. I think it's just okay. Like, it didn't really scare me, or it didn't have much of an impact on me at all. Too much. I liked certain elements of it. So, I don't know. I'd give it a C, personally. I think it's pretty well made, but...
Can you live with B?
I can live with that.
I can settle for B on this one, because it's like I could if you could let me write a thesis, I could write how this movie is S tier, but that's not worth anyone's time. And frankly, like, yeah, this movie, like, I just think it's like it's an unimportant remake. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a movie that's like you have to like rush to see if you're like new to horror, but it's also like not like, it's also one that I feel if you watch it, I personally feel you are enriching your horror experience to a degree. So I feel like it's B at like, I can live with B, basically.
The first time I watched this and the Japanese version, I really liked kind of the mystery solving aspect of it, just going back through the film itself. I don't know, that's a weird part that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
But, that's one of the things that did stick out to me as well. It's the one of the reasons I liked it.
Nice. Yeah. Finally, we can agree on something. Other than all of the things that we've agreed on.
Other than everything.
Other than everything that we've already agreed on. Although I think
don't even call this podcast Real Range. Just call it Trevor and Rachel agree on things for 2 hours.
Trevor and Rachel agree on the entire tier list while everybody else sits back and watches. I do have to give the remake a little bit of an edge, because I think I would be doing a great disservice to the bond that me and Andrew share, simply because The Ring has Adam Brody featured in like 30 seconds. We gotta pay homage to the Adam Brody songs.
God bless.
Yeah, Adam Brody's the man.
I've liked him ever since Seth Cohen on the OC had a Ben Folds Live poster on his back bedroom wall. I was like, yes, I like this man. That's all.
Right.
I'd give it B.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably not on the same level as Fright Night, but
wait, you say C? Oh, you haven't seen it. Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
it.
Yeah, okay. B it is then.
For the next one, we can get into a whole argument on whether or not it's even a remake.
It is a remake.
Is it a remake?
So if this is the one I think it is, it's a prequel. They literally established itself as a prequel to the original.
This is the John Carpenter one.
Technically speaking, even John Carpenter's one from like 1981 is like a remake as well.
That is the John Carpenter one, right?
Oh, it is John Carpenter one.
That's a remake. S tier. Like, I don't even think that that's a discussion.
It is my favorite movie of all time.
Talk about this at all.
Right next to Inglourious Basterds.
Oh yeah,
S tier. We are not. There you go. Yeah, good.
We don't even need to argue.
Yeah, like, it's been 2 hours. We can just put that one in S tier and continue.
Moving on.
Ask me about my opinions on The Thing 1982 off camera. I don't think we need to get into a whole discussion. Practical effects, S tier. Kurt Russell.
Oh, come on. S tier.
I could talk about The Thing for literal decades.
Anyway.
Yeah. That was my first John Carpenter film, so that's all I'll say.
Oh, that's a good one.
Cool.
So let's
right.
go on
up
to
next.
Has anyone here seen the remake of The Wicker Man?
I've seen
Cameron?
I've seen the remake and I've seen parts of the original, but
you haven't seen the original? Holy shit!
I've only seen the Nick Cage one.
What? Has anyone seen the original?
I have, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank God. Okay. Fucking... I love the original. I'll just
Especially
say
after watching Midsommar.
The original is a certifiable classic. It's just...
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's
I love it, despite the fact that I absolutely despise the protagonist of the movie. He's a cop.
How
I don't
can you
like
despise
him.
Nick Cage?
Not of the remake, of the original. The original, I despise the protagonist, but still one of the best horror movies I've seen. Like, period.
He's such a dick in the remake, though, too.
I know nothing about the remake other than the fucking bees meme. I'm sorry.
He's always yelling at people and being really rude.
So the remake goes a very unique route. It's doesn't like. I don't want to say it follows.
John.
But John's still here.
John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Like, it's like because here's the thing. Everyone talks about the bees, but there's literally a scene in the remake of Nicolas Cage putting on a bear costume, running up to a nun and punching her in the face.
Yeah.
I remember that scene, Midsommar.
It's just like the remake is a movie that I have to say it has to be seen to be believed.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't. By no means should you ever. Hello, John.
Hi, John.
By literally no means should you ever watch the remake, because there's no substance. For every reason I could give you to watch the remake, there's a better reason why you should watch the original.
Fair.
And it's just like, again, it's just very strange, but like not in an interesting or artistic way, just strange.
Just throwing random stuff at you just for no reason, just to fill up the runtime.
And also, fun fact about that bees scene: it's not even that was never even in the theatrical cut. That was in the director's cut that like came on DVD.
Oh,
yeah. Which just honestly, that just means that enough people went out to buy this movie on physical disc to watch the director's cut, to then see that scene and then look at that scene and say, yes, I know what I must bring to the internet.
I remember referencing that scene strictly from the meme when I was like 12 to my brother-in-law, and he looked at me with just this terror in his eyes, like, have you seen The Wicker Man? 12-year-old girl.
Do you know The Muffin Man?
You know The Wicker Man? The one starring Nicolas Cage? Yes,
wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
So, in terms of rating, here's the thing. By all accounts, this movie deserves F, but that doesn't feel right to me.
It's
the B's. Gotta give it a D.
Like, just to give you an idea of like in my heart, like I would feel I feel by all accounts this movie deserves F, but if you put it in C, I wouldn't be mad.
Me either. Like, it's so bad, but it's so enjoyable because of that. You just sit there wondering how this could have been made.
You just
how it's a
watch
professional
it, and then
movie.
You don't even realize it's a Wicker Man movie until like the end, basically, when there's an actual Wicker Man.
Yeah,
just out of nowhere, just for no reason.
I remember watching the original with Caroline. We're like, "Why is it called the Wicker Man, though?" And then they pull it out. It's like, "Oh, okay, I get it."
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Understandable now. I get it.
Yeah. So, I like I said, logically, this movie is F. Emotionally, this movie's a C.
Yeah, I agree. I say C, even though that's crazy to say.
Yeah, I haven't seen this
trust
movie.
You guys.
I just know not the bees. I like the original was great though. So yeah, let's go to the widget.
You'll only believe this one until you see it. You won't believe it till you see it. So
you won't believe it.
You won't believe
Boo.
it.
Boo.
Oh, see you guys.
I'm in the same boat as Matthew for this next one, where I've seen the original, but I have not seen the remake yet.
I've read the book. It's actually one of my favorite Roald Dahl books.
Nice.
I love the book. The movie was good too. I liked the movie, but then again, I saw the movie when I was a kid when I didn't have taste. So who knows how bad that original was?
No, it's really scary for kids.
Really good.
The original.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I must have saw it older than I thought I was, because I remember watching the movie and just thinking this is supposed to be scary.
Oh, I would think I was just a wimp. Maybe.
I think I'm just a wimp.
Like in elementary school, you had that you got the book that you had to read in like either independent reading time or like the teacher would read it in a circle. And you'd read the book and like take your quiz or whatever, and then you'd watch the movie as like a fun little like way to keep the kids entertained. that's how I watched the original Witches movie, and everyone else was like screaming in fear, and terror, and I'm just sitting there, just like
vibing.
So you guys scared of this shit?
Honestly, the fact that's even on that just shows like how like dissociated I was, because the fact that this is on the horror movie tier list just shows that I was not in the I was just not socially aware of the like how scary the original was. I was just like, it's not horror.
Yeah, well, I think the new one is less scary than the original even.
I have not heard good things about the remake. I have not.
I sat down to watch it, got 5 minutes and peaced out. I'm sorry.
Anne Hathaway tries. You can tell she's trying to do something fun, but I don't know.
But Angelica Houston gives such a perfect performance.
I know, she's perfect for the role.
And it's great. I liked it.
Yeah.
If I watched this like within the last 6 months for the first time. If I would have watched this when I was younger, I think the puppetry and costume design would have made it like the most terrifying movie I'd seen when I was little. Mm-hmm. That and the child catcher from Che Che Bang Bang would have probably been tied for things that get me.
That still haunts me.
Why is he so creepy in that movie?
He is.
To what end? Roald Dahl also wrote the screenplay for that, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he did.
That makes sense.
I know. Shit. Yeah, he did write the screenplay for Chi Chi Bang Bang, but fucking Ian Fleming wrote the original story for it, I believe, which is ridiculous.
Also, unrelated, well, kind of related note, because movie Witches remind me of. One day I had $50 to burn, and I got this. I got Horror Trivia Pursuit.
Ooh, that's cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna be stealing questions for the horror section for this year's horror.
Nice.
Oh, that's a
you
good
should
idea.
Bring it to the movie club sometime. Yeah. So we can play it after.
Do you think I'm not going to?
So true.
Yeah.
It's just a given.
Yeah, board game.
Okay. Where would we even put the remake for this?
I'd say C or D personally.
I lean more towards D.
So let's put it in D.
Yeah. All right.
I'm completely fine with D.
One thing you're forgetting about, it has the Tooch.
But the original has Rowan Atkinson, so
yeah,
I think it evens out.
Yeah, fair.
I haven't
and this leads us to the last movie on this list.
I have thoughts on this. I know you probably have thoughts on this.
I have thoughts. Mm-hmm. I would like Rachel, I'd like you to take control first.
Okay, cool. I had not seen a Wrong Turn movie before 3 days ago. The original, while not original, was still very entertaining.
Yeah.
And I will give it that.
So you can
still very much mid for me, honestly. I've seen Crazy Cannibals in the Mountains done better. Specifically, well, they weren't cannibals, but Deliverance. I kept thinking how much I wanted to be watching Deliverance while I was watching the original Wrong Turn. To the point where they name dropped Deliverance as like, fuck.
Oh.
God, I wish I was watching Deliverance right now. Anyway.
Places I wish I'd be, not here.
Not here.
I know, even the movie acknowledges that.
Yeah, and I do like the remake tries to take a different direction, in a more original direction.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, it just feels like a ripoff of Midsommar.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Rachel, for speaking my mind once again.
It goes on for way too long.
Wow, you two agree? What a weird thought.
It was a long, like, how long is it again?
It's like over 2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay, because if it was over 4, I would have believed you.
I would have absolutely believed you too. There's at least 3 separate points where I'm like, okay, they're wrapping up all the storylines. This is a great place to stop. And it keeps fucking going.
Oh my God.
At least 3 parts. One where she fucking shoots. Do we even need to say this? I wouldn't recommend the remake to anybody.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just to give you an idea, my opinions on the Wrong Turn franchise as a whole. Don't watch any of them, frankly. I don't like the first one. Yeah, like if we were to be ranking the originals of all these movies, this one would be in C, like low C or high D.
Yeah.
For me, and the sequels only get worse. And the fact that it got a remake at all, honestly, just shows
it's a strange choice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about the Wrong Turn series until you mentioned the remake in chat.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Anyway, at least 3 points where it could have stopped. Fucking where she shot her dad, where fucking they got out of the camp, and then before the fucking guy came back would have been a great stopping point.
Yeah, the lunch scene or dinner.
Yeah, the lunch scene.
A few too many wrong turns.
And it just keeps going.
Well, you know what? That's how you know the movie. That's how you know the movie is called Wrong Turn, because it's fucking lost.
It's fucking.
Ooh,
good one. Good one.
Thank you.
I'll give you that one.
Thank you. I've had that one ready since I saw I saw the list in the first place.
Yeah.
Just like
you were waiting.
It was cooking.
It was steaming up. I was trying to find the right time for it. But yeah, so again, already kind of biased because I've never been a fan of this franchise. I just know it exists and I've seen the movies because I fucking hate myself. I would put it in F just because I don't like any of them.
I'd put it in D just for like the original spin on it, but even then, Midsommar.
Like if I like. I have zero I feel by at least like level D I have a reason to recommend a movie to someone.
Yeah.
Like everything F or below is a movie that's just like you should avoid at all costs.
It's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
If they would have cut it off at the scene where she shoots her dad after being like accepted into it would have raised it up to at least a C for me. Yeah. At least. It'd probably cap off at a C, actually. It'd be a C tier.
I could have lived with it being a C if it literally ended there. But it
just overstays its welcome, and it doesn't do anything original. Just watch Deliverance, honestly. Midsommar.
Is it even worth watching at all?
Not really.
So does that mean it's F then, right?
I will say, I enjoyed the original. Like, I had fun with the first movie. Like, I think it was 84 minutes, so it's like,
that's good, yeah.
This one, it was almost 2 hours long. Like, and then they also tried to make the villains sympathetic.
Oh yeah,
These are not the types of villains you make sympathetic.
No, you do not need to do that.
It didn't work for the story. I feel like the characters are also just like super bland. Like you got the classic gay couple, you got the classic POC boyfriend, and then. Not like there's nothing to their character though. Like they're just bland.
Checking boxes.
The only character I kind of somewhat remember, I think his name was like Three Toes, wasn't it? What was like the one can? It was like there's like something up with his toes, right?
That was in the first one. I think it was like three teeth or something.
That's right. They have like weird names in the first.
No, the reason I remember, and literally the only reason I remember that character is once again to cap it off. I was watching the kill counts, and James H. Denise mentioned he was the only character to show up in every single movie, including the remake.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think played by a different actor for the remake, obviously, but like same character though.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the only reason but like literally, if it wasn't for literally me going to an analytical video for a man to literally give me those fun facts, I could have never told you that otherwise.
But what I will say, Matthew Modine does bump it to a D for me. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't want to be overbearing and just say F, but if you're going to put in D, go ahead and put it in D. But I will I pine for this movie to be an F. That's all I'm saying.
I would.
Are you gonna not die on this hill?
If you choose, then we'll
I'd be fine with a good tier F.
I'm not gonna die on this hill because there's better battles to be fought. So.
I'd edge more towards F, but the thing is, I don't even have that much of a affinity for the original. I think this is lower than the original, but only like by half a star for me. It's forgettable. It's been done better, way better, by other movies. The whole franchise is just kind of mid, aggressively mid, lower tier mid.
All right, yeah, I'm okay with putting it in F, but I would want to put it at the top if you guys. I haven't seen.
That's fine.
My Valentine.
You know what, that works. If we're rolling with that, like if you're at the top of the list, and like that works.
Can we move the thing up to the very top?
If we're going that way, the thing needs to be there. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
What's second? Okay.
Little Shop of Horrors.
And then Invisible Man, or
then Sus.
Because Suspiria had some debate.
Yeah, because Suspiria has some debate.
I feel like the battle for A is gonna top of A is gonna just be between me and Rachel and our opinions.
I'm fine with Aquisi. I don't remember the word. Evil Dead's fine at the top of the tier.
Yeah.
I agree with you on most of your points. I just have a strong affinity for the original trilogy. So
don't get me wrong. I fully sympathize with you in every way. I just think in terms of this list, I think it's an amazing movie. So.
I also haven't seen the original Evil Dead trilogy in a good while, over a year or so.
We'll watch it after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. After
that'd be fun.
After that 3-hour.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
I still need to watch Army of Darkness. So.
What? Yeah, really?
Just join us at the very end of that. At the very end of that binge, then, because
I know Mitch has been bothering me to watch Ash vs. the Evil Dead, so I'll have to pick that up at some point too.
I have watched the first season. I didn't watch all the seasons after that because we lost our Stars subscription. By that point, I was
sad.
I can live with the B tier ranked as it is.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But I guess I don't know if you guys, since you guys.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with this whole ranking.
The only thing I'm gonna say at C, if you could put Friday 13th at the top of C, that's my only thing. Other than that, we could leave it exactly as is.
C for
Wickerman should be at the bottom of C. Because that's kind of just a joke placement, maybe.
Yeah.
I would put Black Christmas lower than The Witches. I haven't seen The Witches, but
Witches is like
I don't have any opinion.
It's not very exciting of a movie, but it's competent. But would you say that about Black Christmas too, or what?
Black Christmas. That's the reason I don't mind keeping Black Christmas at the top of D. Is just because I know for a fact there's enough attempts of trying and care in that movie that it doesn't. The fact that this movie is as bad as it is and has to it's basically obligated to be in D for how bad it is. But I genuinely want to make sure I can give that movie as much credit as I can.
Okay,
I would give it top ranking in the D tier just for Imogen Poots alone. But also, I don't like the fact that the Witches remake even exists because it's very obviously a cash grab by Disney.
Yeah,
I could say that about any of the live action remakes from Disney, but especially the Witches because
The Witches is pushing it. The Witches is pushing
it. Because let's be honest, not many people knew about the Witches beforehand, so to draw attention away from the great first iteration that they have to bring out this is kind of ridiculous.
Because money.
Why does Disney have the rights to? Oh, yeah. I guess it is the rights to it now.
It was an HBO Max.
Yeah.
Either way.
And frankly,
I don't like it.
F and Rob Zombie don't even deserve the care of being properly ranked there. Just leave them as is.
The only Disney live action
I will put
horror thing.
At the very bottom because
I mean, Rob Zombie Halloween.
Is
worse than A Nightmare on Elm Street. But
I'll put this at. I don't know. Where do we want to put this at the bottom?
They're all equally bad except Psycho, which just doesn't deserve to exist.
Frankly, whatever you do with the Rob Zombie category, you can move them around however you want. They're all equally shitty and awful.
True.
I do want to loop back around to Witches, and that the only live-action Disney semi-horror movie that even matters is fucking Something Wicked This Way Comes from the 80s. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Jonathan Pryce's Mr. Dark is just lovely. I'll sing that film's praises, even though it's probably not objectively the best movie that has ever existed. I will defend it to my grave. Anyway, I like the tier list.
I will say my favorite comment is that the fact that the Rob Zombie film is the lowest in the Rob Zombie category. Even the only one
that's the most Rob Zombie thing.
Yeah, truly. I've gone off more than enough about Nightmare on Elm Street. Frank, again, it deserves its own lower, shittier category, but I don't want to get gratuities with it, so
it wouldn't fit all on the screen.
Yeah.
But
I can live with this ranking. I can sleep peacefully.
Yeah.
Me as well.
Speaking of sleeping peacefully.
Speaking of sleeping peacefully.
In a few minutes.
To everyone who watched us.
Actually, now we're going to start our sleep time stream. So if you want to sleep with us, we'll put on some music.
I am glad that we had you as a primary source for fact-checking for sleep deprivation for
You need that for horror movies.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for me to finalize the show?
Yeah. Easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take us home.
All right. Thank you, everybody in the live chat. yeah, and then those of you who are going to be watching this later, we got more Real Ranked episodes coming up. MCU ranking.
That'll be fun.
Monday, Labor Day, 3:30 EST. So make sure you guys are in the live chat. Tarantino tentative 9 Thursday. So no time yet, but that seems to be the date that we're shooting for. So yeah, and Rachel will be back for that one. Yeah.
I get to talk about 4 rooms, which nobody else has seen.
Thank you to everyone for being here, being the panelists. Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Super fun.
I had an absolute blast.
Let's go.
I'm already upset that I'm kind of out of the running for Quentin Tarantino, and I think MCU as well, because I applied to it to MCU as well. Because I could go on so much about both of those, but just get me back on whenever you can. All right.
You could just hang out in my apartment in the background and give your opinion whenever it's
worth. Just start yelling I think Taskmaster sucked in Black Widow. What?
Yep.
I think Inglourious Basterds is the best Tarantino movie.
But,
Tom Holland isn't a good Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire forever.
I agree.
Thank you, everyone. All right. I'm going to end it.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, guys.
Night.
Night.